It is Wednesday, July 15th in the United States and Canada. Summer ups make me feel fine. And this is a show called What Chaos from the Sports Interaction Studio in Boston, Massachusetts. My name is David Bean. I sit beside Pete Blackburn. And holding it down in the city of birthday boys, it's that birthday boy, Sean DePaz. Happy birthday, Sean.
You look like number one bull crap.
Thank you.
You look like number one bull crap.
Today, same as yesterday, Sean's birthday.
Yes.
Same as tomorrow.
Same as tomorrow. Yep. Yes, but thank you.
Do you not care about your birthday now that everyone says happy birthday to you every day?
No, I've always kind of hated my birthday, to be quite honest with you. So I don't really care much about it. Just another
How old
day.
are we today?
28.
Very nice. Very nice.
It's also like I can run a car. I've been able to do that for 3 years. I don't have anything to look forward to.
We'll be honest. I don't respect like laminates.
Sorry, Sean. We silenced
or
your birthday.
Or the birthday boy, apparently.
Yeah. No, well, Pete would be the one that didn't respect you. He asked me a question, and I was polite to him, but he interrupted you and silenced your birthday.
I was just very distracted by how much these iced coffees are sweating all over this cheap ass laminate table that we've got here.
Yeah, weird day in Boston. Sorry, Sean, about your birthday. Weird day. Is it? Are you having the Canada smoky situation?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
You'd
I
know.
haven't been outside, and I haven't heard much about it. No, I know it's not. The sky's not like orange, which I know it is up there.
It's crazy here. We're living like straight up in sepia tones today.
Yeah. But, I mean, I've been there. I lived close to my share of wildfires when I lived in Arizona. But it's weird. Yeah.
Did you or do you have any birthday dinner plans?
I am going to get birthday dinner. I don't expect it to be much of a un film like some of yours
Longhorn
have been.
Steakhouse again, baby.
Yep.
Yeah. No.
Second time.
Going somewhere a little more local, I think. I don't know exactly yet, but yeah, it's just with family. I don't expect anything crazy to happen.
So Olive Garden.
No, it's not a chain.
Well,
Although I would
there.
be more than your family. Yes.
Are you going to the Bear? Because I finished the last season of the Bear, and boy, they just jerked off all over family. They're like, you got something that you got family.
I've not watched it.
No restaurant in the world has. I wish Olive Garden stepped in and was like, "Fucking excuse me."
If Olive Garden sued the Bear, that'd be amazing. I'll say, maybe it was because I knew it was ending and I didn't have to watch it anymore. Last 2 episodes of the Bear, I had a fucking blast with.
The penultimate episode was awesome.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Final 2 episodes. I wrote it in the newsletter last week. I was like, this season sucks, but if the last 2 episodes get me to feel anything, I'll be happy. The last 2 episodes did get me to feel something, and the show was still not good for like the final 3 years, but shout out to the Bear for landing the plane.
Yeah, it was. I would still, after season 1 of the Bear, where I was like, I don't know if everyone's gonna like this, but I'm gonna recommend this to everyone. If you've watched every season of the Bear, but the last season, and you're like, this show has been so bad often enough that I am taking the option to just quit now, I'd be like, you know what? Like, tough it out, get through it. I would say that it's the end's good. Okay.
Yeah.
What are you looking at me for?
Me?
Yeah.
I was looking away from chat because chat is so. Yes, they jerk off all over family.
They do. They talk a lot about. There's some corniness there, but whatever. What are you gonna do? What's on the show today, Pete?
Lens flare, because we've been watching the Bear and they just fucking love lens flare.
Said it on the Patreon episode. The new rule should be, if a character is talking to a fac, there is not allowed to be a lens flare.
I mean,
they're talking to an actual clown fake character who, by the way, overall, I still liked the Bear. I was very early on saying stop with the facts. Enough.
You were, but you were saying when they were still good.
Yeah. You could just see where it was going. They just kept adding more and adding more. By the way, nice little redemption for computer. By the end, I was like, yeah, I'm back in on computer too.
Computer was never the problem.
Yeah,
it was computer
added
too.
more computers.
Yeah. Today on the show, we're talking about Yzerplan because the Yzerplan is over in Detroit. Steve Yzerman has been fired. Not technically, but definitely fired. Macklin Celebrini game. That's a stretch. Macklin Celebrini is the cover athlete from NHL 27. We'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about hometown drawings.
We've done hometown drawings, but we will talk about them. We're going to have some hometown remix updates, and I've drawn a few of these jerseys, not all of them, but there will be updates on the hometown remix jerseys for, I'll say updates and or renderings of hometown remix jerseys for the Oilers, the Red Wings, the Wild, the Kings, and the San Jose Sharks.
Ooh, baby. Love a lot of those teams.
I like all 6 of the jerseys we will be discussing and or showing.
That's a low bar. Incredibly low bar.
Me and DJ had a little bit of a business meeting earlier this week. Peek behind the curtain. Showed me some of these hometown remixes. I didn't really like any of the ones that you showed me.
I don't know. Well, I showed you some that I'm not going to talk about today. Some of them are definitely bad. Like, shout out the Winnipeg Jets. I said as soon as Stu signed, I was like, I'm getting a Stu hometown remix jersey. And then I checked in, did a little research, tried to find out, like, hey, what does that jersey look like? Found out, not getting that jersey. That jersey fucking sucks. Not getting that. Not getting Boston Bruins.
The Bruins one is so bad.
Bruins one is still the worst that I have seen.
The Bruins one is the most boring.
Yeah.
The most boring and stupid.
We'll go through all these, but like all of the ones that we'll discuss today will have my seal of approval. We'll see once and it stinks because these guys are going to be reacting to drawings that I have fucking done, which guarantees they'll be worse. I especially apologize to the Red Wings because the Red Wings are going to see what I drew of their jersey and be like, it doesn't look like it was made by a fucking 4-year-old. But
the Red Wings have bigger problems to sort through today,
fair.
so it's totally fine. And finally, we've got a behavior grade, off-season behavior grade from the PLL, Premier League.
yeah,
Not Premier League.
the Premier League.
Not quite.
Premier League.
I will say on some Centre Bell shit, which by the way, I'm going to be sunsetting or adjusting my Centre Bell thing. Like, I will always say Centre Bell. If I have ever demanded you or anybody say Centre Bell, I don't think I have. I think I've more fought against when people are like, don't say Centre Bell, you're American. I'll say whatever the fuck I want. But I'm not, but I like to clarify, I'm
Very
not
American
making
of you.
anybody say Centre Bell.
I mean, like the most American thing you could do is say, I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want and pronounce it outside of American.
Nah, I would say that the most American thing would say, I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want, and then say the most American thing, derogatory. And
Fair.
Centre Bell is extremely not American, but I'm not. I think everybody should say, as long as it's not offending anybody, shit that they want. But this came up when I was discussing the Premier League with someone the other day. They said the Premier League, and I was like, you're really passing up the opportunity to call it the fucking Premier League? But that's what they call it over there.
I've got World Cup fever, so I'm just going to start calling it Montreal Stadium.
Real ones
yeah.
just call it the Prem. I just call it the Prem.
What do you actually call it? Do you call it the
I
Prem?
call it the Prem. Yeah.
I like that.
Full Govey.
As long as you don't, like, no offense to anybody who calls like the NHL the National.
The National.
If you call the NHL the National, it's case by case basis. I'm sure there's lovely people who do it, but like
You just want to yell at certain people who do it.
no,
I feel like you get to pull it out every once in a while. Like, but if you are consistently refer to it as the National, that's a little. It honestly strikes me as the same energy as calling it the Centre Bell the whole time. It's a little pretentious.
okay, I'll think about it because I'm sure that I don't know, like I could see myself calling it the National, so that's why I'm still workshopping my stance. It's
only cool when I do it.
Yeah, well, if I do it, it'll
the
be
corruption meme.
What's that?
You didn't see that with all the flow ballot? It's like some African politician. He's like, I am against corruption unless I'm involved.
Oh yeah.
Then I support it.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact quote, but it's a very good video. And it was going crazy during the Flo Balogun thing.
Jazz calls it the hockey. That's kind of cool.
Jazz, I love you.
All right, let's begin with the Yzerplan coming to an end with, I will say, do you say mixed results when they haven't been mixed?
No. It's like calling it a rivalry when only one side wins.
Or like calling someone a two-way player when they have like 2 goals for 20 years and you're like, it's a one-way player.
He just
They don't score goals. They just do one of the ways. Yeah, mixed results, bad results. After, 10 years still of not making the playoffs. And how many years was Yzerman in charge? 7? No playoffs. Some good draft picks in there, but with high picks.
Yeah,
and
that's
other
the
than
thing.
that, the more and more I think of it, I'm like, man, it's crazy that Steve Yzerman, when he was doing shit in Tampa, I was like, this guy's a genius. And people were talking about, oh, well, he's got this guy, he's got that guy, whatever.
Didn't win till he left.
More I think about it, yeah, but he still built something awesome. The more I think about it, I'm like, that guy was such a Stamkos merchant.
Yeah, I mean, it's big time. We've been waiting for like the Yzerplan to finally take formation, and then before it takes formation, it's over. So yes, it was a big time failure. And I would say like no general manager stocks have fallen as heavily as Steve Yzerman in the last like handful of years. At one point, everybody was like, don't trade with Steve Yzerman because he will absolutely fuck you. Hang up the phone if Steve Yzerman calls. I don't know where like I stand on like whether he should get another job or whatever. Like he's still remaining with the Red Wings. He is a senior advisor to the ownership group, but absolutely a failure. And Sean, I mean, like we've talked about it several times at points over the past like 6 months. The Red Wings are just the Sabres now.
Yeah, except I would say like kind of worse because you're the Detroit Red Wings. Like you're supposed to be something. You're supposed like you can't be an original 6 franchise and be sorry. Like
it hits a little different when it hits a little different when like the Red Wings, the team that when I was growing up was the team that always made the playoffs every single year, no matter what, is the team with the longest playoff drought. And Yzerman at being part of the teams that always made the playoffs, the highly regarded general manager that everybody was like, oh my God, he's arrived. He's going to save us. Trust in the Yzerplan. That shit never went anywhere. Never went anywhere. And he didn't do shit. Like, yeah, he drafted pretty well with some high picks. The core is there. We never filled in around the margins.
No.
And that team right now is kind of a disaster.
He also has like gotten in.
Disaster's too strong. Sorry.
He's
But,
also gotten. Well, they're in the mushy middle, and that sucks.
I
He's
say
also,
disaster because of the Larkin element of it.
Yeah,
all.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. He's gotten in like public disputes with his best player in both of his spots, in
True.
both of his stops. Like I say, he was a Stamkos merchant, but Stamkos and he did not seem to love each other, and I don't think Stamkos felt as taken care of as he expected to be as a franchise player. And Larkin now has like, obviously the biggest thing is that he's requested a trade, but like even before then, he has cried after trades that Yzerman has made. I don't remember. Did he actually cry after the?
Like, if he didn't, it came really close.
Yeah, after the Bertuzzi trade.
Yeah.
Of like, what's this fucking guy doing to me, man? He's breaking everything up, and then requesting a trade. Which I mean, everyone's first thought of this is like, if Larkin really hated Yzerman, does he then say, okay, I was Werenskiing. I was just thinking about wanting out.
Well, yeah, but Werenski just like changed his mind with no cause. Like at least if Larkin changes his mind, he's like, okay, I like it better here when that guy's not fucking in the building.
Yeah, Werenski dipped a toe in the water.
Yeah. I really do think that Werenski was like, hey, I'd like to win. This kind of sucks being here. And then everything just got way out of control. And he was like, nah, never mind. I wouldn't be surprised if Werenski trade rumors popped up again in like a year.
Oh no, yeah, that's definitely not over.
Right.
Until he signs a contract, I am expecting him to leave, but who knows? You don't know who is going to come in and replace Yzerman. They're looking for a head of hockey ops, internal, external, whatever. It's all very vague. What do you think their mandate is once they get there? Like, are they supposed to come in and trade Alex DeBrincat and kind of reset everything? Or are they supposed to get this team to the playoffs at all costs? Because no one wants to hear this. They're still like close-ish.
Yeah, I mean, you would think.
No, not without Larkin.
Not without Larkin, but you also I really like Nate Danielson, Axel Sandin Pelika. Like I think can be really good. Like they've got a good young core. The weird part about this whole thing to me is that he's still holding the job until they find his replacement. Which, like, if that's the case, wouldn't it make more sense to find the replacement, like keep this under wraps, find the replacement, and then have like the transition period or like have the transition announcement?
Great question. Why are you announcing this now?
Right. Like that part of it makes me wonder, like, did Larkin need to hear something to be like, never mind, I'll stick around.
Yeah, because that gave me the thought that the Red Wings are just, classic Red Wings, almost making the playoffs, kind of being close. There's been so much kind of news with the Red Wings this offseason. Like the Dylan Larkin era is over in Detroit. Sweet. Who's he play for now? I haven't traded him yet. The Steve Yzerman, the Yzerplan is done. Okay, who's running the show? We're going to figure that out at some point. You're just like waiting for kind of important things to happen.
Yeah,
but knowing that they're allegedly going to.
Well, there's a layer of it too that like I wonder, because so much of the Larkin talk has centered around like, well, Yzerman like will play hardball. He won't do it if he doesn't find a deal. So if there's just like some big standoff between Larkin and Yzerman, and the only way out of it for management is just like, well, fuck, I guess we got to fire that guy so the standoff ends.
This is the ownership version of firing your agent.
Yeah. Like, I wonder if that's like a possibility. I also wonder if just like Larkin is more willing to stay if Yzerman's not the guy in charge.
Yeah. We'll talk to Max Bultman of The Athletic in just a little bit here. He's amazing on all things Red Wings. Yesterday, we got the EA Sports NHL 27 cover release. And to the shock of many, it's Macklin Celebrini, folks. I'll say this is the most obvious and I would say biggest case of only having one option. Like Macklin Celebrini should have gotten $18 million for being on the cover of this game.
Why? Well, I mean, he should get $18 million for being on the cover of this game because this franchise is, how do you just say, shit.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, if you are trying to sell this video game and you're trying to capitalize on the new hockey fans that have emerged over the last year, like...
How many of those fans got, like, PS5s, though?
I don't know. I was going to say, I feel like 1 in every 3 households has a video game console or something, but I sure as shit don't. Sean, what do you think? What percentage of new hockey fans have a PS5?
I really don't know. That's because I feel like there's definitely a gaming culture crossover with this like new kind of fandom, but
I was gonna say it's all young people. They all they're not talking to each other, playing video games.
I don't know what I mean. I will say Fortnite's quite popular with kids, like with like young adults too. So it wouldn't surprise me. I would say that it's probably like that's probably where the Switch really makes their money is that age demographic. So I don't know if they're going to be playing this game in particular, but there's definitely like gamers.
So I was thinking the same thing that chat just commented.
What?
Chat said gay people play video games, Pete.
No, I was saying more like younger people. And younger people, my point is I think younger people are migrating more towards PC, rather than consoles. I could be wrong about that, but it
PC
feels
and Switch,
that
I'd
way.
say.
And NHL is not available on PC.
Okay, I was going to ask if you could explain the difference to me. So NHL is just on
Console.
So that's PS5, Xbox.
That's like the box you put in your house. PC is just a computer.
Thank you. I feel very
It's literally the dumbest way you could explain that, and I'm glad that you did it.
I was not trying to.
You're
I'm not trying
right.
to talk down.
You're not
I'm just
wrong.
saying, like,
but it is
it's
that is literally like explaining to me
the
like I'm
difference, yeah.
5, but explain to me like I'm 2.5.
Okay, is it on the Nintendo Switch too?
No,
No.
I don't think so. So like the Switch is the Switch is a console, but it's definitely lives in its own kind of vein of consoles where it's got different games, different kind of capabilities.
Shout out to my redemption arc. Chat's agreeing with me that like a lot of young people are on PC.
They're so they're playing video games, but not with.
Not necessarily the EA line of games. They're not playing EA Sports.
Okay, Pete, quickly explain why you speak disparagingly of this NHL video game for people who are new to hockey.
I mean, it hasn't had like meaningful developments in 10 years. It is fallen drastically behind basically every other sports game on the market, and it's just not for hockey fans, or like I would say not for like authentic realism-based hockey fans. It is for young people who like to do the Michigan 800 times a game. Or I guess just people who like to do the Michigan 800 times a game.
Was there one of them in the
No, Sean just wanted to do it against you to embarrass you.
I wasn't really necessarily to embarrass, but
don't- Sean, like
I love the Michigan.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might be misrepresenting Sean. He was definitely doing it against me, but Sean sees Michigan and he's in.
So playing an NHL video game does not feel anything like an actual hockey video game or actual hockey game. Like the broadcast doesn't feel anything like it. All of the like animations and cutscenes are shit that you've seen for like the last 10 years. None of the playing experience feels unique or true to form. And it's just not immersive at all. So like I've been playing, Sean, have you been playing college football at all? College football 27. College football 27, I think, is like the best sports game that has come out in
a while.
A long time.
In a while.
A long time. And it's unbelievable because it feels and plays like a true college football game. The broadcast feels like a true college football game. The Dynasty mode has a ton of depth. It's very immersive. It's very deep. It's very detailed. NHL has none of that shit.
Okay, can I say, in fairness, I used to play NHL video games when I was a kid, so probably talking like late 90s through probably 2005 would have been the last time I played those games, and none of those games were realistic, like real hockey games either.
But
So is this like, so what was there a time where it did feel, because like my recollection of playing those games was like, get the puck, just go all the way along the boards and just skate down the ice and then shoot and score.
I would say that like in the older games, it did have more of an arcadey feel, but it was fun as hell. And
yeah, it was. I loved it, but
they've been trying to get themselves to like a place where it's a hybrid, like it's actually like a realistic sim while also having fun arcadey elements, and it just hasn't worked, and it's been kind of a mess and clunky and not as fun to play. And like to me, the bigger thing is I can understand the growing pains with trying to fine tune the game mechanics and all that. They just haven't really added much in terms of the way that it looks, the way that it presents, and how deep it is. Like even the menus are a disaster. The menus take forever to navigate through, and it's just such a slog to play, and it's so frustrating. And if you play online, there are just constantly people who find these exploits and hammer them until you want to throw your console out the window.
I would also say that like old games existed at a time where there was so much advancement happening so fast that every game there was like a drastic improvement in graphics, there was new features being added, and now it's reached kind of a point where like the games themselves, like the actual like gigabytes of the games are so massive without having anything in them that it becomes like it just is the same game every year with very minor tweaks. Whereas like back in the day, it had a much more arcadey feel, but it was fun and exciting and new each year, where now it lives in this kind of weird uncanny valley of not being very arcadey, not being very realistic. Because I think we had No Sleeves on at one point, and he was talking about how like at a certain point you're not playing hockey anymore, like you're playing the video game, and that's not like you're trying to do the things that the video game wants you to do to win, as opposed to doing the things that you were supposed to do to win hockey games, and like that is not fun, because then especially if you're playing online, you're just playing these fucking no-lifes who have spent all of this time like figuring out how to win the video game. It's like no fun.
So when does this game come out?
I'm guessing September. Yeah, it usually comes out around September.
Yeah.
Okay, because if like right now, if they were like, there's an NHL video game coming out, I'd be like, well, fuck it. I miss the NHL so much. I will play an NHL video game right now, and it can be as bad as you want it to be. They put that shit out in September.
September 7th.
I got the real thing coming in like a month. I'm good. But I used to do that. I used to get Madden because I would miss football, and then I'd play it for a week, and I'd be like, well, this new version of Madden sucks. And then I'd not do anything with it for the rest of my life.
The fact that the NHL video game franchise does not just have a monopoly on my free time outside of hockey is an indication of how bad it is.
This man has turned to books over you.
For real.
Okay?
Yeah. I'm right there. Like it's a very cliche thing to say about this at this point, but it's like it's a roster update every year. And I think another thing we talked about with No Sleeves is like they would serve to benefit so much. It's one of the things I love about like the UFC video game series is it obviously exists in a world where they don't have seasons, and so it doesn't necessarily, they don't have to follow the logic of like releasing a game every year. So they've released 6 all time, and every time they come out with one, it fucking rocks, and it's significantly better than the last one because they take time to actually make a better video game. And I wish NHL take a year off, give me a game in 2 years, and let that shit rock.
Foul
and
year.
I'll be there easily.
I will say I've
Yes.
I've liked some of the things that I've heard about what's coming to NHL 27. Apparently they're making some big franchise adjustments. Apparently they're revamping the broadcast package.
Oh, yes, that's a big detail.
This may interest you.
Yes.
Reportedly, John Buccigross, friend of the show, is on play-by-play now.
Yeah, I saw everyone being fucking bitches about it. Like, shut up.
Well, here's the thing. John Buccigross is like, I feel like he is a feel play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
Like he feels out what's happening and like really elevates himself in the calls. Doesn't always translate to video games, so I feel like this could be a disaster. And then the secondary guy, Darren Pang.
Oh, Panger. Okay. I will. I want the right to make fun of John Buccigross for everything outside of the game broadcasts, like busting his chops about voting for people based on the Olympics and everything. And he's a friend of the show, and we like dicking around with him. The only place I don't want to make fun of John Buccigross is him calling games. I'm like the only John Buccigross is a perfectly good broadcaster guy in the world. Everybody else wants to make fun of him for the broadcasts.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say the best football video game commentary I have ever heard was from a weird game that had Kenny Mayne commenting on it, which is not to say that Bucci is Kenny Mayne, but it is to say it is a very different world than like actually calling a game. So who knows?
Yeah, but they've already done that. Like the guy who just called for the past however many years is James Cebulski, and he doesn't do play-by-play as far as I know.
No, but I would say that I would say that Bucci is like different than the other I would say has a pretty unique style and approach to his broadcasting game compared to like all the other broadcasters in hockey. And so all I'm saying is that having the different guy, having a unique guy, can translate quite well in a video game, even if you're not necessarily a fan of him doing it in like live.
I am extremely surprised they don't just have like every broadcaster in the game, like every player is in the game, and they do some fucking AI bullshit where you can get
Give it time.
anybody's voice. Like seriously, like
Give it time.
that seems like, and I don't want them doing that, but it seems like laziness on EA's part that they wouldn't be looking into doing that by now. And I'd be so fucking mad if I was playing and I had like Jack Michaels and they have him they have his voice say some stock shit that Jack Michaels would not say. I would be bullshit.
Oh, chat says get the British guy from the Olympics.
Yes.
That'd be so good.
Get Gary Thorne back, bro. I had him. He was one of my teachers when I was at ASU. All that dude did was sit in his house in Hawaii. He got nothing but time. Send him some recording equipment.
Hell yes. Okay, let's get back to our Steve Yzerman conversation with the great Max Bultman of The Athletic. He joins us now. Max, hello, buddy.
Hey, fellas. How we doing?
Great. What's your day been like?
Yeah, no kidding. I was supposed to be on vacation today, so that was a fun one.
Oh, no.
Were you trying to vacation?
That's all right. I'm at home. It's staycation. We're all good. We're locked in.
Okay. Well, Steve Yzerman also taking a staycation. He sent his ass not home, but they sent his ass home. Did you see this coming?
I thought it could happen in April. I did not see it coming once we got to July, right? I mean, we're through the meat of the offseason, so certainly I was expecting as he runs free agency, runs the draft. No, I did not see this coming today. Certainly, when it was the end of the season and they had collapsed for a third straight year, you had to wonder if something like this was possible. But as the offseason progressed and it didn't happen, no, I certainly expected Steve Yzerman to still be running the show next season. So this caught me off guard today, obviously.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how fired is he?
Yeah, I mean, like I think it's interesting. They didn't promote him to like president, for example. They pivoted his role to advisor to the owner, right? I think that this is not going to be Steve Yzerman pulling the strings of whoever they hire. They have said they're looking for a new head of the hockey operations department. That does not mean somebody who's going to report to Steve Yzerman. I do think, his presence in the city, and you guys know, you've been to LCA, like there's a mural of him hoisting the Stanley Cup that's like 80 feet tall right inside the door, right? Like as long as he's in the building, there's a presence there. But I think in terms of the title and the way it's framed, like I do not have the impression that he's going to be still kind of running the show or overseeing everything. I think he is very much an advisor to the owner situation here.
So like outside of the collapses and not making the playoffs, why now? Like the timing of it seems very surprising, as you alluded to, especially because they don't have a replacement ready.
I totally agree. That is the most surprising element of all this to me is the timing. And I think if it happened in April, no one would have really been surprised. The fact that it is happening now in July and it's in the middle of, you guys have covered the Larkin trade request thing here. Like that's still out there in the ether and they have major business to get done. Simon Edvinsson, one of their most important players, is not signed. And this has been the summer of offer sheets. Like that's a little scary. Alex DeBrincat has 1 year left. Really important future decision that they're going to make here. Are you going to be able to extend Alex DeBrincat or what's going to happen there? So yeah, it is not ideal timing, I don't think. And I don't know what prompted this on July 15th. It is unusual for sure. Now, the thing I would say is, as this offseason has played out and as the Larkin trade request saga has played out, I have become kind of more and more convinced that they are losing control of the situation here, of not in terms of Larkin specifically, but just the path forward. The Atlantic division got way stronger, and it was already, I think, the best division in hockey. Like they were going to be fighting for 7th or 8th place. And I think it is an inherently hard thing to do if you're someone who's been the general manager for 7 years at a team, you haven't made the playoffs, to accept what I think was becoming the obvious reality, which was that the Red Wings were going to need to take a step back and reset again. And that sucks for a team that's been outside the playoffs for a decade. It's basically Buffalo Sabres 2.0 from 3 or 4 years ago when they lost Eichel and they lost Reinhart and they had to do it all again. But that is definitely how it looked, like what was going to have to happen for the Red Wings going forward. And I don't know if you can do that with a guy who is in year 8 and has not yet made the playoffs. Like that is a really hard sell, I think, for the fan base. And so making a change now, if there is an advantage to it, I guess it's that you're going to bring in somebody who can sell rebuilding the rebuild or resetting the rebuild.
Yeah, I guess right, because new person, new clock, and that's a tough pill to swallow. We also jokingly theorized, but the more I think about it, I kind of don't hate it that this is the ownership version of a player firing their agent where they're not getting the result in terms of the Larkin trade. Like, is it possible that ownership looks at this and they're like, this is still hanging over us? How has something not happened yet? And we've heard all about how like Yzerman will not lose the trade and he'll tell him like, too bad, you're gonna have to come back if we don't get what we want or whatever. Is it possible that this is like ownership saying, we need this done, so if you're not gonna do it, we're gonna find someone who will?
Without more information than I have, I would have a hard time saying anything is impossible. I mean, it's certainly like the Larkin story is the story of their offseason. It's the most important. I've been calling it a 10-year defining move that he's going to have to make. He's not even going to be the one that gets to make it now, but it's a franchise direction changing move here. So it's a big deal. Like, that's the best answer I can give you is it's a big enough deal that I'm sure that situation factors into everything here, whether it's, in the way that you're describing or just in the manner of like, this is going to be so earth shattering that it's going to require what I was saying before. It's going to require a reset anyway, just reboot the whole thing. I don't know that, but at this point, kind of your theory has as much weight as mine.
What's his legacy? Because coming in, outside of him as a player, obviously, like he comes in, he's known across the league as like kind of this fearsome general manager. He's highly regarded, obviously goes home to the franchise that he was, captain of and an unbelievable icon. But like, is this team any better off than when he took it over? And like, how much of that is going to play into his overall legacy as a Red Wing?
So you're getting me as I'm about 600 words into my column, and the sentence that I just wrote was like the paradoxical thing here is that despite that his tenure was not a success, he was here for 7 years, he didn't make the playoffs, like you can't call that anything really but a failure. The organization is in a better place than when he took over, and it's weird to be able to say both of those things and have them be true, but you look back at what they had in 2019 when he took over. They had Dylan Larkin, they had Tyler Bertuzzi, they had Filip Hronek, Anthony Mantha. That was the core. And you were hoping Filip Zadina was going to be part of it. And you were hoping Michael Rasmussen was going to be part of it. But the cupboard was absolutely bare. And as he departs today, and not only that, they didn't have like great tradable assets either. Like they had just traded Tomas Tatar. I think their next best trade assets were Gus Nyquist and Nick Jensen. Like when he took over, he was starting from zero. It was just the ground. It was just Dylan Larkin and a couple, Bertuzzi and Mantha and Hronek, and find a way to build it up, right? The person who takes over this job next is inheriting a team that has good young players. They have a 25-year-old Norris Trophy top 5 finisher in Moritz Seider. They've got, multiple top 10 at their position wingers and Lucas Raymond and Alex DeBrincat. You've got young centers and Marco Kasper and Nate Danielson. I know people have some mixed feelings about what the ceiling is there. I promise you it's better than what was there in 2019. And that's before you get into Simon Edvinsson, Michael Brandt-Signigaard, right? They've made a ton of picks. It's like the one thing that you can say they did well is they made a ton of picks, and not all of them have been good. Their results outside the first round, Emmett Finney notwithstanding, really haven't been there yet. They've got some prospects like Max Plant, who just won the Hobie Baker. Like, I think he's a player. I think Anton Johansson is a young defenseman that he's a name that should be on people's radars very soon. It's in a way better spot for the person who takes this over. And that's before you get into the fact that, you get to trade a guy in Dylan Larkin that is, whatever the return is, it's going to be big. And it might not be what, what you want it to be. It's probably not going to be something that gets you competitive right away, but you're going to get something significant. And what are you going to do with Justin Falk? What are you going to do with John Gibson? I think the Red Wings have to make every effort to keep Alex DeBrincat. I think he's too good. He's still in his prime. He's too important. I know he's a friend of the show here, but he's a significant piece for them. And I think they got to find a way to keep him. But even if you just look at Larkin, Falk, and Gibson, is that 3 trade assets that are better than any trade asset they had when Yzerman took over and all the prospects? Like, it is in a better spot. And it's strange that can be the case, given that it's hard to call the tenure anything other than a failure.
Hashtag thank you, Steve. Hashtag he did it. I love the Emmett Finney mention. That's Sean's guy. But with about 2 weeks left in the season, Sean was like, whatever happened to Emmett Finney? Remember the first couple of weeks when we were like, I think we're just living in an Emmett Finney world. And we were like, oh yeah, everything's coming up Emmett Finney. But how did he end up finishing?
He had like 30 points. I mean, if you go back and you look at players who were 21 or under and had 30 points in the NHL in their rookie year, it's a pretty strong list. And it was really hot start. You're right. Like, he was on fire.
Like 25 in November.
Gonna suck so bad when he demands a trade.
I don't know if it was quite that much, but it was a lot. But it's interesting too, because like he had like 12 goals, I think. If you look at like his individual expected, it was like 21. I'm sure there's some like, yeah, I got to finish the chances situation there, but I think he could have even had a better rookie season. It would not, we'll see who he's playing with. I think that's like a key thing. And I don't think he's the first line winger that it looked like at Thanksgiving. But I think still like a very good find, like a nice middle six pace and retrieving kind of player that is going to help a good team a lot. And I think, the Red Wings are hoping that good team is them, but I think he's going to fit prominently in their lineup for many years, I think, in the middle six.
Have you started to think about who could end up running the show here? Because yesterday or a couple days ago, the Bruins announced a bunch of changes to their front office. Evan Gold departing was part of it. And I saw a lot of people theorize that, okay, well, he must be going to Toronto. And then I saw that being refuted. So that's the name that screams at me right now. But is there anybody that you have in mind?
That's a good name. I mean, I'm starting to put together a list of names, right? And you can go in kind of different categories, right? Like Sean Horkoff ran their AHL team this year in Grand Rapids. They had like a historically good season in the AHL. It didn't, they got knocked out in the second round of the playoffs, but that would be, I think, the internal name that is the most interesting. They've got quite the tree, guys. Like, I mean, I don't know that you can pull Jim Nill from Dallas, but that's where he had most of his early career was in Detroit. I think you have to at least make the call. Ryan Martin in New York, another guy who a lot of experience as a GM. His name has come up in GM jobs. These are names that should come up. I think, though, the key thing that I'm thinking about is when the Ilitches own another sports franchise. It's the Detroit Tigers. And when they made their last hire on the baseball side, and I get that baseball is a more data sport than hockey is, it has been data. They have beefed the crap out of the Tigers, like analytics department and all the stuff that they're doing that way. I wonder if they give a long look. I mean, the Stanley Cup champion Carolina Hurricanes, you guys are the Tulskis, right? I mean, there's no more data organization than the current Stanley Cup champion. Sonny Meta just left the Florida Panthers to go to the New Jersey Devils. I think this is kind of a wave right now that NHL teams, we know it's kind of copycat situation. There's going to be teams looking at data, and the Ilitch family, the ownership group, has shown that they will hire database people before. So I'm looking at a lot of names like that. I wonder about Sam Ventura in Buffalo, right? I don't know Evan Gold's background as well as you guys do, but obviously, like, it's a relevant name of a guy who we've seen connected to a lot of jobs. So those are just some of the first people that pop into my head here, and I do wonder if whether it has to be all data. I think is a valid debate. I think all organizations are best served when you have a variety of perspectives, but data has to be a part of it. And I think you're going from a front office right now that is staffed 80% by like 97 Red Wings, right? And so like there's a lot of shared perspective in that front office. And I think it's good to diversify that, whether the person on top is of the data variety, or if you're just bringing in people to support whoever you get. I think you have to have a lot of different backgrounds and voices to have a successful organization in 2026.
What about Dylan Larkin for a GM? He wants to be a former Red Wing, so give him. They like former Red Wings. He doesn't want to play anymore for them. Perfect fit.
Kick him upstairs.
The Larkin
Congratulations
situation
to
is
new Detroit general manager Jay Fresh.
Jay Fresh, there you go. Like the Larkin situation, I think is going to be really interesting in all this too, because I think that the Larkin-Yzerman relationship, I don't think it's a secret, like, was not in a great place. You all saw the sniping at the end of season press conferences a year ago. And I do wonder, like, what is Dylan Larkin thinking as he hears this news? It caught me by surprise. I don't know if it caught him by surprise or not, but I do wonder what's going through his head today. And I wonder what kind of the next steps are there. So I don't know that answer for you, but that's just something that's going through my head as we sit here on July 15.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on when I'm sure you've got a lot of writing to do and a lot of digging through quite the mess over there. But the thing is, you can't even call it it's like I don't want to say a boring mess, but like the big events haven't happened.
Well, yeah, I called it a disaster and then reversed course like 10 seconds later because like they do have good bones. It's just correct me if I'm wrong. His defining sort of characteristic or his fatal flaw was not doing anything really significant outside of what's already there for the bones. Like they never really brought it together.
Yeah, like and I think there's different ways to phrase it, but I just say stubbornness, right? I think you're emphasizing kind of the stubbornness in his conservativeness or cautiousness. I think that applies across all things, like whether it's in negotiations, whether it's in they lost their director of pro scouting, Mark Howe, in 2022, and Pat Verbeek went to the Anaheim Ducks like 6 months later. and they still on July 15, 2026 don't have a director of pro scouting, right? And I've asked him about it, and he said like, no, we like what we have. It's just, I think that one of the things that makes you a Hall of Fame hockey player and a Hall of Fame winner is will. And Yzerman is as willful of a person as I've ever been around. And I think I'm someone who believes that like whatever your strength is, it has a trade-off too, right? And I think that shows up for Steve Yzerman, right? Like I think he sets his mind on something and he's in it. And so I think for a lot of time, to your point, Pete, like it was, we're going to draft and develop and we're going to do this methodical rebuild and it's going to be, through the draft and whatever. And I think it became clear a few years ago that if they were going to salvage this, it was going to take some really bold, aggressive swings that could fail. And they just never took those swings. I mean, they took one at the trade deadline this year with Justin Falk. And I think that was a swing worth taking, and it isn't going to end up working out, but I think for where they were, they needed to make the playoffs. And I don't think he took enough of those moves. And I don't think he took enough of those swings. And I don't think he took them early enough in his tenure.
So
I mean, personally, the words big swing paired with Justin Falk in the year 2026.
I get it.
Don't do it for me.
I get it. No, I get it. But who was the big right shot defenseman that they were going to pull, right? Like that was such a clear need for them. They needed what I guess when I say big swing, it's
Darnell
like they need
Nurse.
to get
If you go to
aggressive.
Photoshop, like edit, transform, flip horizontal, I do it all the time.
All right, that's fair. Switch the handedness on that. I mean, maybe Colton Parayko almost got traded, I guess. So maybe that's one on the same team that would have been a bigger swing. But what I'm saying is like he held on to those picks until year 7. Like it was year 7 before he traded one of his own first round picks. And I think if he had done it, maybe a year ago, you looked at that team and said they got off to too slow of a start. They're not going to do it. But whether it was last offseason, like they went into this past season like with obvious holes. Like a year ago going into the 2025 offseason, it was they need a top line left wing and they need a right shot defenseman. They didn't get either, and that's why Emmett Finney started the season as top line left wing, and he did a good job. And at that point you're like, oh shit, maybe I was wrong for calling for them to have to fill this. Maybe they had an answer in house, right? But as it wore out, you got to the trade deadline and their needs are a top line left wing and a top 4 defenseman. And this summer their needs were a top line left wing, and you could debate whether they needed a top 4 defenseman anymore. I still think you could upgrade there, but it just it didn't materialize. And so I get what you're saying, Pete, that like Justin Falk isn't a rebuild changer, a direction changer, but I do think he was a piece that they had desperately needed, and it just took so long to come around to making it.
So I thought that they should have offer sheeted Leo Carlsson. Were you thinking that at all, or do you think that they are so far away that giving up the 4 first-round picks would have been crazy? Because when people were saying Leo Carlsson's going to get offer sheeted, I was like, Red Wings, do it.
Yeah, in April, I think it would have been, or May, it can't happen until July 1. The only thing is like once Larkin requests the trade, which had happened by July 1 when you can offer sheet him, then you're starting to think about, well, what are these picks going to be? What is the future going to be? That becomes a big question. But what's the thing that they've needed? They need a guy like Leo Carlsson. And I think 4 first-round picks in the teens or 20s is worth it to any team in the league. And so if the Red Wings felt like they were going to be in the teens or the 20s, you do it. Now, that being said, Anaheim matched the offer sheet. Like you could have offer sheeted him and Anaheim still would have matched it. If the Red Wings had offered him $18.5 million, Anaheim probably still matches it. And you're still probably left in the same situation. But yes, like a player like that is a transformational piece. And I think you're talking about the same thing that Pete and I are, right? Which is like they needed to get more aggressive and get high upside things that, they can go wrong, but you have to take a shot because staying the course was never going to result in a successful situation here it became clear over the last like 2 or 3 years that it wasn't just going to happen. You were going to have to do something drastic and maybe get a little lucky.
All right, Max, well, you're the best. He's going to be must read today on The Athletic with all that's going down in Detroit. We're going to do a little, do you care about jerseys? We're going to do a little Red Wings hometown remix chat in a little bit. We can do it right now if you want, unless you don't care about that.
I got to start writing, but I'll watch it back later.
All right.
Appreciate Max.
Later.
See you
It's
later, guys.
all octopuses all over it. It's
There you
just
go.
like dripping with real, authentic, like premium shit. Real octopuses.
It's perfect.
Everywhere. Young Gritty, stop doing the fucking pointing emoji. Every time Young Gritty does the pointing emoji, I laugh for 20 minutes. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't know that emoji existed or something. But anytime Young Gritty makes any sort of like haha pointing thing, that's like the coolest new use of social media.
I will say, Young Gritty has put together an absolute masterclass in coping during the whole Leo Carlson thing. Just immediately pivoting to like terrible contract. You fucking idiots!
The sideways laughing with pointing. Amazing
so
shit. On Leo Carlson, did everyone listen to Matt and Ryan Cater on 32 Thoughts?
I haven't yet. No.
Sean, what'd you think?
I mean, it was fascinating. Like, I would say pretty good PR for Pat Verbeek.
Exactly.
It made him look pretty solid, and also like, no spoilers. I don't know how I feel about Leo Carlson's dad being the one being like, we're taking this fucking deal. Like, I get that he's young, and you ultimately gotta look out for your son, but I would have liked Leo to be the one to have the final say, kind of be the final voice in the room there, but it is what it is. It worked out for him, I guess.
But they also said that when they told him
Leo
about
Carlson's gaming setup, but I don't think he should be responsible for many decisions.
Good point.
He also like passed away when they told him about the contract, though.
Just speechless.
They said he was like unresponsive, like could not get him. Which, I mean, like it's $18 million a year. It's pretty much all going to be in bonuses. What in the compound interest? Oh my!
Yeah, which again, to stick up for his dad. If your son is having any thoughts about whether or not to take that deal, it is probably important as the dad to get in there and be like, "Motherfucker, you are taking that goddamn money."
Yeah, this is not Paul Marner or like helicopter parenting, like over aggressive hockey parenting. This is just like, be a responsible father and tell your son to accept $18 million a year and become the highest paid player in the league. Crazy if you turn
They were definitely doing Pat Verbeek a solid there.
Oh yeah.
Though.
Can you explain that part to me?
So they were like, we were not signing.
Yeah,
We were
It was a lot of like
waiting and
Pat
waiting
Verbeek
and
was-
waiting.
Pat Verbeek was
yeah.
banging the door down, and we told him we're not talking about this until the season's over, and that he was like relentless, blah blah blah. But it was 100% on us that we weren't having these conversations until this point, and we were doing like they absolved Pat Verbeek and the Ducks of absolutely any responsibility and it getting to this point, more or less.
Which, I mean, they remain in business with him, so they should do that. So I took that with some salt, but
I mean, he doesn't have any money left to hand out to pay them to go say that.
but yeah, they were like, he was aggressive. That was his number one priority. Leo's his guy, and we told him, we get it. We're not like, we mean no harm here, but we just see where this is going, and we're not signing.
Yeah.
And
Also,
a lot of it was like, they said they were waiting for Bedard too. They were like, we didn't plan on doing anything with anything until Bedard signed. And that way the market is set. And then maybe we go through all this process or whatever, but they were in no hurry. And there was a lot of chat about Ryan Cater. So Matt Cater is a great agent, represented Zdeno Chara among others. And his son and his business partner, Ryan, who is, I think, like Sean's age, has joined the family business, has been doing stuff forever with him, just like working on little jobs for him. But now he's like his straight up partner. And apparently this boy was putting together charts and PowerPoints and everything about like, Leo is going to make us rich.
Really?
Not that they didn't say that, but but just in terms of like, we don't do like, here's where we know where the cap is going. We know like what guys are starting to sign for. Let's be patient with Leo Carlson, because they also don't have a ton of clients. They're like, they have like pillar guys, and their thing is like, they're like Ari Gold to however many guys they have versus having a bajillion guys, and they're
not Morgan and Morgan.
Exactly.
They're Saul Goodman.
They're Saul Goodman.
Yes.
But yeah, Matt Cater rules. So it was interesting hearing him speak that long about his process, and I just an amazing job by Elliot, of course. I think I tweeted I recommend it. When I tweet that I recommend something, I'm really not blowing smoke. We got no reason to recommend stuff other than our own shit. Check that out. It's really, really interesting.
It's a big sell. I will absolutely listen to that. I've been meaning to, but that sounds very fascinating, and I will sprint to listen to it after this is done.
Yeah, it's really good, and the Verbeek stuff is super interesting. Elsewhere in the NHL, speaking of Connor Bedard, shoulder surgery for him. He's going to miss, I think, the first month of the season. That stinks.
Sad.
That stinks. Poor guy. But
Blackhawks were already sad enough without a Connor Bedard injury into the mix.
But
he could. Well, go ahead, Sean.
Pat Kane might be coming home.
Yeah, I was going to say he could have a new teammate.
Yeah. Keep his seat warm for him until he gets back.
How you feel about Patrick
Keep
Kane?
the seat warm for him.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said, and I was like, bars, and then I wasn't sure if you said it, and then you clarified. How do you feel about, allegedly, per NHL insider Chris Chelios, Patrick Kane deciding between the Blackhawks and the Sabres?
I want him to come home. I want him to be a Buffalo Sabre. I think they could use him. He's not like it's not like he's a complete shell of a hockey player. And the Sabres have some holes, I would say, that they could use filling. So adding a guy that, plays a full season, can still score like 20 goals, wouldn't hurt at all. But it would, if he was going to go somewhere else, I am certainly glad it's the Chicago Blackhawks and not the Toronto fucking Maple Leafs. There's two ways for him to go home, and it's Buffalo and Chicago, and I want him to go home.
Buffalo Sabres, stay aggressive. I am so worried. I don't think this is going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with the Sabres next season. I am so worried about we made it regression. Roster-wise, that kind of exists, but I also think that guys are going to be a year older. Consta Helenius is going to win the Calder, so all that is good there. But stay hungry, boys. Stay aggressive. I saw they did a meme dump of the Sabres making fun of a bunch of teams. Not all the jokes were bangers, I will be honest. And I was like, Sabres, be careful. Be careful, babies.
I like the meme dump.
Enjoyed it. I liked it. I loved the VGK one. I bring a certain type of protest energy to playoff press conferences the media doesn't really vibe with. That one was pretty good. There were some pretty good ones in there. I'm all do whatever the fuck you want, Buffalo Sabres. We've been waiting forever. No one takes you that seriously anyways. I think the Sabres are going to be worse next year.
That's the thing. I think I am taking them seriously, so I'm like, don't make a fool of me.
I am not.
Replace Alex Tuck.
I think it's easy to get carried away with how awesome last season was. Within them exist two beasts. They were also the team that sucked for half the year. They can be that. The roster as it sits right now is worse. If they regressed, if they missed the playoffs, I'm not going to be like, how the fuck did that happen? I would certainly be quite sad about it, but I'm not. Them being significantly worse would not surprise me in the slightest.
I just don't think Patrick Kane is not really. Where does he even fit in with the Sabres? I just think that it's way more likely he goes to Chicago. They're both nice stories. So he goes home to Buffalo or he goes home to Chicago. Chicago just needs him a little bit more and has an opening for him, and he can play a ton in Chicago.
Patrick Kane, different types of player, but he could be like a Corey Perry-esque,
different types of players doing
extremely. Yeah, but I'm saying old and probably shouldn't be used this much, but could be a top 6-ish right wing.
On the Sabres?
And I think the Sabres need that.
Yeah, he could be Jack Quinn. He can be Jack Quinn. Jack Quinn's currently sitting. And I think the thing is, too, is offseason's not done. Still a lot of smoke around about Connor Hellebuck wanting to be apparently fucking actively wanting to be a Buffalo Sabre. Who would have ever thought about
that?
He's
miserable not being a Sabre.
Yeah,
so
apparently.
I don't like that he's waited till this long. It honestly seems like he's waited till the Sabres have done something and then been like, okay, yeah, I'll go home now. It's you should have been on the ground floor.
Or are you talking about Pat Kane or Hellebuck?
Pat Kane.
Oh, I was talking about
sorry.
I said Hellebuck wants to be a Buffalo Sabre apparently, which I bring up to say there's no guarantee that all of like the forwards that they're on the roster right now are going to be there. They might have a hole like a Jason Zucker or a Jack Quinn hole to fill that Pat Kane could definitely fill for. I don't know how much Pat Kane's making these days, but
don't get rid of Zucker.
I don't know.
If you lose Tuck and Zucker in the same offseason,
yeah,
that is
definitely
so
a big,
much heart and soul out the door.
Big leadership void. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to. If they decided to trade Jack Quinn, I would give him a firm handshake and say thank you for your service. That I could live with. So I don't know. Pat Kane being a Buffalo Sabre would be pretty fucking cool, especially with a new hometown remix jersey to put an 88 on the back of.
Good transition, Sean.
Yeah, be nice. I do want to. We'll go from the gold-ish that will be on the Sabres hometown remix to the silver of the Stanley Cup. How do you feel about Tom Dundon putting his whole damn family on the Stanley Cup?
Fucking hate that shit. I hate it so much.
No one likes it. For those who are new to hockey, when you win the Stanley Cup, or you have played 41 regular season games or one Stanley Cup game for the Stanley Cup winning team, your name goes on the Stanley Cup. Normally, it is the players, it is the owner, it is the coaching staff, the general manager, some equipment people, key members, the people who got you that Stanley Cup. And in an unprecedented move, Carolina Hurricanes owner Tom Dundon has put his whole damn family on the first two lines. That's right, the headliners of the music festival bill space. All Dundons. You got his wife, their kids, including, and I'm going to clarify something that Chris Johnson said when he was absolutely railing against this on his podcast, because Chris Johnson's been amazing on this. Like, not trying to talk shit about anyone's family or talk shit about or like make fun of the fact that they're like, we're not making fun of the kids. We're not even making fun. We're saying, why the fuck is a 7-year-old on the Stanley Cup?
Exactly. Like there's a guy who played 38 regular season games below the threshold for like automatically qualifying for having your name engraved on the Stanley Cup. But a person who played 38 games for your team during the regular season who doesn't get on the cup and a fucking 7-year-old does, there's just no circumstances in which that makes sense to me. No circumstances in which that is palatable, especially for like a sport that constantly props itself up as being like the players touch the trophy first. The owner doesn't. Every other sport, the owner touches it. The owner's putting his fucking entire family, including a person who's like 3 years removed from shitting their pants and having it be socially acceptable. That person's on the Stanley Cup. That shit is crazy.
I feel like you can still shit your pants at 7. Okay?
It's not
fine.
socially acceptable though.
Yeah, but they don't know that. They don't know your life at that point.
I mean, it could be an accident, and it's like, okay, like it's not the end of the world. It's not getting put on like police blotters.
Yeah.
But you shit your pants at 7, it's still a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
You're gonna get made fun of at school for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to do it stealthily. You can't do it. It can't be like a grand shitting of the pants. None of that stuff you're doing it for.
There's been like I believe there's been other owners who have put family members and stuff on like that, but usually they're like of adult age. They have had some sort of role involved in the team. Like they're on the masthead, even if it's kind of a fake job, a no-show job. There's just no way you can put a 7-year-old on the Stanley Cup.
Do you think Seth Jarvis's friends are pissed? They're like, oh fuck! Like
they did more for the team.
We're putting people who didn't do anything on the tape in this. Oh shit! I bet they considered us. Fuck! We might have just missed out here.
I mean, the minority owners of the team didn't even make the Stanley Cup engraving. How bad do you feel? Like, because you chipped in probably a significant amount of money to help purchase this team, and you don't end up on the cup, and the majority owner's putting his 7-year-old on there, I'd be pretty mad.
I'll be completely honest. I don't really care about this. I understand why people are upset about it. I don't really give too much of a shit. Its name's on a trophy I'll never have anything to do with. But who are you like actually upset at, I guess? Is it Tom Dundon or is it the league? Because to me, like, I'm allowing space for Tom to be like, I fucking love my family. I want my daughter to be immortalized on the cup, and not really thinking about it more than just being like, it's selfish, obviously, but like not thinking about it as like a, I don't think he was like explicitly trying to disrespect anybody, right? Like I think he just was trying to do something for his family. So to me, like the biggest problem I have is with the NHL allowing it.
I mean, at the end of the day, probably not. He wasn't probably, I'm going to make a mockery of the Stanley Cup by putting my entire family on it. But I think it's lack of just ball knowledge or lack of just kind of social etiquette for inside hockey culture to do that. And like, if you want to pay tribute to your family and be like, my family wants to be on the cup, just do like Tom Dundon and family. And then that's,
I mean, I agree.
one line.
I definitely don't like it. Like I if you're asking me to which way I land on it, I'm like, probably would have not done that. It's just not something I really care about. But I ultimately, like, to me, the big thing is like the NHL. The NHL should be the last line of defense. The NHL should be protecting the sanctity of this trophy, and they have failed to do that in this instance. And that's where I have the problem, I guess.
I will say the positive that's going to come out of this is I do think that the NHL is probably going to keep an eye on that and maybe have a layer of approval before those names get engraved on. And I think they're probably like the blowback on this probably is going to lead to the NHL saying, all right, we'll allow this one, but from now on, you're not putting your entire fucking family on the cup if you win.
I think that if anything crazy goes on the cup, it should be the choice of the people who actually won it. Like if you're going to put an extra thing on there, like
if the Canes wanted to put Erling Haaland on the cup.
Yes, exactly. If the Canes wanted to do Erling Haaland, or like last year if the Oilers won, if it was like, you know what? She's not the best that we've seen, but was the best this year. Phoebe Stetcher's on there.
Okay.
Troy Stetcher, for some goddamn reason, is on there, and then also Phoebe Stetcher. But there's only like one kind of silly one. And not every team is going to choose to take the option to put a silly one on there. You two had a nice little kind of service level conversation about this. If you don't mind, I'd like to get a little intellectual on your asses. I'm mostly upset at Rod Brindamore for not playing Joel Nystrom 3 more games. Think about it.
That's
he cost him the Stanley Cup.
Galaxy
It would have been out of Dundon's hands.
You're gonna blame.
He would have had to go on. This is Rod Brindamore's
You're gonna
fault.
blame Rod Brindamore for not assuming the Carolina Hurricanes would win the Stanley Cup in the regular season.
I mean, he was having them lift cinder blocks that were allegedly the weight of the Stanley Cup for fucking 300 years.
He was also PR spinning sweeps.
PR spinning sweeps.
Like
yeah,
PR spinning getting swept.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You're making my point. He was so we are winning the Stanley Cup that
he's so adjusted to playoff failures that he's PR spinning his exits.
Yeah. Don't make me explain the joke. I'm obviously kidding that it's not Rod Brindamore's fault. This is all Tom Dundon's fault, okay? But people were, Aaliyah had my back, said they did do that cinder block thing. They thought they were winning the Stanley Cup.
Let fucking Tom Dundon engrave his family's names in cinder blocks and not the cup.
Amazing.
And you know who wasn't doing the cinder block thing was Tom Dundon.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Dude,
he wasn't putting that work in.
He should have had to, every person in his family should be able to lift a cinder block over their head in order to qualify for their name on the cup.
Young Gritty makes an important distinction. They weren't swept, by the way.
That's his
Tom's
PR.
For Rod Brindamore,
his PR move is working.
If the Dundon family put out a video of like their 7-year-old daughter fucking pressing a cinder block, I am all reservations I have this are gone. About this are gone. Like I am pro Dundon family. You deserve it now.
This might make me a bad person. I'm more interested in the there's just like video coming out of the 7-year-old trying to lift the cinder block, failing, having it like fall on their head and be like, sorry, Sarah. Not this year. Maybe we win next year at the gym. You get your name in the cup.
It would be you, but you could do it with. I've been doing this at the gym. What do you know about like offsetting weight or whatever? Stuff like assisted dips and pull-ups and all that shit, you're supposed normally when you do a pull-up, you're lifting up your body weight. Here's a little trick you can do. You just I don't know how it works, but you just set it to like 150 pounds, whatever. It's your body weight minus what that shit is.
It pushes you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do that for the cinder block. That kid can do that.
We're
Just
not
offset it by what is it?
We're
like,
not trying to find ways to help the
we're not
kids
making
do it.
easy. They got to earn it.
Sorry for it's okay. Sorry for rathering the cinder block. What was the phrasing? Fall on the child's head.
We've arrived to the fuck them kids portion of the segment. Not helping the kids get on the Stanley Cup. You're 7 years old. Get out of my face.
Injury. I'm not rooting for injury, but I don't want it. I'm not giving them any shortcuts.
Not rooting for injury, but if God's plan.
God's plan. Sure.
God's plan.
I mean, put God on the Stanley Cup before. Again, we're not. I hope I can only speak for myself. I am not talking about this specific 7-year-old. It seems that Pete is.
I'm talking about the concept of a 7-year-old being on the cup.
Imagine, if you will, 7-year-olds. That's Pete's plan. Okay. Yeah, I knew that we were all going to be like, I don't like that shit's on there. But shout out Sean being like, I can kind of see it. You got to save billionaires from themselves sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't like it. I just really don't care. I think he was probably thinking about his kids before he was thinking about fucking anybody else.
Well,
don't like the way that was phrased.
And the culture of the fuck.
What happened?
I fucked my wait, will I be able to fix it? No. It's totally fucked for good. Hurricanes are about like underpaying and giving you less than you're worth. So it sets a very un-Carolina Hurricanes example to give things to people that maybe they don't deserve.
I mean, Tom Dundon does have a reputation of being a bit frugal, a bit cheap. We know that the Carolina Hurricanes cap situation. You think he made his family pay to be on the cup? Maybe his 7-year-old just gave him like 6 months worth of allowance. He was like, "Fine, I'll put you on there."
Someone in the chat. Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry. It's just there's a section of Dundon's Wikipedia where the first line is famously nicknamed El Cheapo. Dundon reportedly refused to let two-way players travel with them in the postseason.
So that would be sick if they got rid of the kids' names and make space for Tom El Cheapo Dundon.
El Cheapo rocks.
El Cheapo does rock.
I'm getting an El Cheapo jersey.
I may refer to him exclusively as El Cheapo from this point on.
Yes. El Cheapo.
All of this backlash could have been avoided if he just put El Cheapo on the cup instead of his own name. That would rock.
They still can't put Joel Nystrom because there's not enough space. El Cheapo who replaced that. What would hurt more? Not being on the cup because the owner put their family on it, or not being on the cup because the NHL decided to put the owner's derogatory nickname on the cup. I think that second one is way cooler.
I mean, I think it's way cooler if you combine the two and the owner decided to put his own derogatory nickname on the cup and it just ran out of room. The crazy part about this, too, is that we haven't even hit this. You're allowed a maximum of 55 names on the cup. And the Canes used 53. They still had 2 name spots available, and they left off the guy who played 38 games for them. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's where we once again blame Rod Brindamore. It's like a name and a half.
Oh, chat's saying that Bill Simmons came up with El Cheapo.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I hope that's true. It would make sense because he owns the Trailblazers, and I believe that what you were reading off that Wikipedia page, Sean, came from the changes that he made to the Trailblazers as soon as he took over.
Yes. He refused to pay for two-way players to travel with the playoffs. He canceled plans for free T-shirts for fans during the playoffs. Was famously trying to be real cheap about their head coaching search. Certainly a fitting name.
Where does the Latin flair come from, though? Where does
El Cheapo? It's just a play on Chapo.
Oh, Chapo. Oh, got it. Okay.
Damn, you thought it was that funny and you didn't even realize.
No, yeah, I just thought he was like Senor Cheap Guy. I thought that was amazing.
That's awesome. Chat is also saying, and I don't know if it's true or not, but chat's saying that they requested to put on 2 other names and were denied.
I don't know. No, you get to I'll believe what chat is saying, but you can petition for players who don't meet the qualifications. I believe they did that for our guy Nick Delorier, but did not do it for Nystrom. Like that's what the Bruins did with, they got like Shane Knighty on the Stanley Cup, but didn't put Steve Kampfer, who actually played, I think like, how many games did Steve Kampfer play for the Bruins in 2011? He like just barely missed the cutoff. In 2011, Steve Kampfer played, this is going to break my heart all over again. I was so mad. Yeah, 38.
Damn, same one.
Same
number.
deal.
I mean, based off of the way that Nick Delorier has been acting with the Stanley Cup this summer,
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if he carved his own name on there.
Yeah,
by the
like
end of the summer.
that man absolutely should be on there.
I'm reading an article from the New York Post. It says equipment manager Bobby Gorman, who has been with the franchise since they were with Hartford and included on the Cup of 2006, was not listed. So even with the names left off, they said fuck the equipment manager.
Yep.
Which that makes me upset.
And, but they
crazy.
did it with they did it on some like, oh well, he's already been on there shit, and I'm like, he fucking did it again.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, you want to wear the Hartford Whalers clothes 18,000 times a season. Put the Hartford Whalers equipment manager on again. Jesus. Yeah, this whole thing sucks. I really hope that the NHL cracks down on this moving forward.
Someone new in the chat said, I'm sorry if this has been covered. Can you explain DJ's hat? Summer ups, I'm experimenting with hats. I feel a little self-conscious about it, but I do not wear hats on the show. I like when Pete wears hats. What?
You do not like when I wear hats?
Too?
No, I like when you wear hats. Yes, Sean?
The Panthers did this too. The New York Post says that the Dundon appeared to replicate Vincent Viola, who, owner of the Florida Panthers, who had his relatives' names Teresa, John, Michael, and Travis etched into the cup.
Yeah, but
the team won it in back-to-back. But yeah,
they have organizational
they're on the
roles.
executive board. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I didn't read far enough.
Hand up. That's on L. Doesn't read O.
In 1984, that then Edmonton Oilers owner Pete Pocklington had the name of his father, Basil Pocklington, added to the cup when the team won in 1984, later claiming that it was a clerical error.
Yo, people
And then crossed his name
aren't
out.
named Basil anymore.
I think Austin Powers ruined that for everyone.
Because of Basil?
Basel.
Fuck. Basil's I think I've only known one person named Basil, and they were old. Basil's a good name.
Basil's also a really good plant.
Yo, can I tell you something? We had a business meeting the other day. Remember when we were talking business?
Yeah.
And I got a tomato soup, a tomato and basil soup.
yeah.
And that shit was amazing.
With a grilled cheese.
With the grilled cheese. It was so good. The next day, we were at Mighty Squirrel in Waltham. Next day, I had a little family gathering, and it was at the other Mighty Squirrel location.
Watertown?
Yeah,
There's
and
three
I was
now.
like,
There's a Fenway location. Fenway one's pretty sick.
hell yeah, Mighty
Mighty
Squirrel
Squirrel
coming
getting that
up.
cloud
Yeah.
candy money.
Oh, speaking of Fenway, I feel like someone needs to issue an apology to their Boston Red Sox. That team
Not doing
fucking
that.
rocks.
Not yet.
That team fucking rocks. I was there Sunday,
silent Sean.
and Pete was, you want your
Fuck, damn it, I thought pressing the button.
Oh, and now they're muted. Look what I can do. If we're gonna
Reality you.
No, the Red Sox won on Sunday while I was there, and you were talking all this shit about why I was going to that game. Game
Stop
fucking
whining.
rocked. It was fucking sick. The Red Sox are red hot, hottest team in baseball.
Stop whining.
All right. Anyway, so I went to the other location, and I was like, what are you doing? Oh, you're doing voice changing?
Check. They
I'm done with that shit. The other location had the tomato basil soup as well, so I ran that shit back.
Fuck yeah.
Got it twice, and both times it was so good. And all my family members were like, "It's hot out. Why are you getting soup?" And I was like, "Cause
I had soup last
Were you
night.
sitting outside?
no, too
Oh,
hot."
who cares? Yeah,
Shit
no.
rocked.
If you were sitting outside, that'd be a crazy move. But if you're
I
in
might-
conditioning, eat
Soup's good, man. Soup is awesome.
Yeah.
I think I might
clam
be
chowder.
I think I might be dipping. I might be a soup guy now.
Soup rocks. Had soup last night. Soup in the summer is totally fine.
Kind of soup are you doing?
Yeah.
Did a little bit of chicken lemon orzo.
Oh yeah, that's
Really
good
good.
stuff.
Really
What's
good.
happening there?
What do you mean?
There's a lot. No, I'm just that's a fancy ass sounding soup.
I mean, Ellen loves to get into some soup.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, which Ellen made it?
Ellen made it, yeah.
nice.
Oh, okay, go crazy.
Makes a
I thought you were
really
talking
good soup.
restaurant.
Hell yeah. What's how's her tomato basil working right now? Because I've had a lot of tomato soup in my life. That shit was like just thick enough that it was so good.
Tick. Mighty Squirrel's food game has really turned a corner. Really good. Also, the best soup I've ever had in my life was at Central Provisions in Portland, Maine. They had a peach gazpacho one time, and it was legitimately a top 3 to 5 meal I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
And I think about it all the time. And it was one of those. So Central Provisions is kind of like a scratch kitchen type thing. They have a constantly rotating menu. I've been there probably like 30 times. Only one time did they have that peach gazpacho. I think about it every day, and I need it back in my life. It was the best thing that I've ever eaten.
Gazpacho's fun because you got to recalibrate that brain.
I was gonna say,
it truly like short circuits your brain.
It is a real like some. I often don't order it because I'm like I can't. I don't have the mental energy for it.
I am
It
a
short-circuited
wildly
my brain.
adventurous eater. I'll eat just about anything. I'm man enough to say I'll never ever eat gazpacho. I'll never order that shit.
So I'll tell you what, my experience ordering and eating this gazpacho, hand up, I had no fucking clue what gazpacho was when I ordered it.
Yeah,
I'm just a big fan of peaches, and it sounded delightful on the menu. And I was like, I'll try that. I trust this kitchen. It's also like one of those kitchens where the weirder something sounds, you're like, yeah, I'll see what that's about. I ordered a Spam sandwich the last time that I was there.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I've heard good things about Spam. Never had it, but I've heard good things.
I'm going to Hawaii in like a week and a half. I heard they are huge Spam.
Oh,
heads
That's spam
over in
country.
Hawaii.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I can't wait for that. But yeah, I just ordered it not knowing what it was. And I was like, what the fuck? They give me this cold ass soup. And I ate it.
bet
It was delightful.
It was probably so cold that you didn't have questions.
Well, it was like, okay, in the middle of summer, a really delightful, refreshing peach soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
where
funny.
are
I
you-
did see some. I did see someone tweet the other day that like they need to make a food for when it's hot, because like any kind of hot food doesn't necessarily taste that. It doesn't necessarily. Which my first response is that's what hot dogs are for. But I can see gazpacho kind of thriving in the summer because not everything does sound good when it's 90 fucking degrees outside.
Where are you on? I mean, I know you're a peach head. Where are you on plums these days?
I like plums. I like, what's the difference between like a plum and what's the other one?
You know
You know what I'm thinking of, right?
Yes, I do know what you're. Fuck. I have peaches and plums in my house right now.
Nectarine.
No, nectarine's more of an orange type of thing, I think,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Or what?
What's the other purple one? Because there are two different types. Chat's going to fly in here with this.
Yeah, man. I mean, maybe it is nectarine. Come on, chat. You're fucking letting us
Come
down
on,
here.
chat. I mean, definitely not pluot. Never heard of that.
Well, there is a plum and something crossover. I forget. It's like there's like a rare crossover event that Plum does from time to time, and it sounds like
Plums.
I think I was thinking of a nectarine.
Yeah,
So just
nectarines
like-
are a little more peach coated, but they're in the same family. They're
but
a
it's
bit of
also
fruit.
a stone fruit, correct?
Yeah.
Shout out Eric Stonefruit, the guy from Modern Family.
From Modern Family.
From Secret Life of Pets. Shout out to Julie, who put out the clip of us
Yeah.
talking about Secret Life
Shit
of
pissed
Pets,
me off.
and DJ saying that it is totally okay to get horny over animated movie character voices.
Oh, voice. Okay, I was
Yes.
like,
It was
you had
only
me
one
at
time.
animated
It was
character.
2 times.
and I
And you
didn't get
lost me at
horny,
voice.
Scarlett Johansson voiced a snake in a what was that? Was that the Jungle Book or
Jungle
something?
Book. Jungle Book,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was like, that was a younger man. Whatever.
Okay,
I was like, that was one of her better roles.
You talked me into it slightly more than you would have just on its face, but yeah, I mean, Scarlett Johansson as a snake, I get where you're going there. I thought you were just saying cartoon characters, and for some reason you
I
added
know.
voice.
I grew up with a lot of
Lost me
people who cared more about Lola Bunny than I wanted them to.
I was gonna say that was. I feel like that's the classic one.
People out here getting horny for cartoons.
But
Absolute fucking freaks.
I've heard plenty of people say the same thing about Scar from not to the same extent, but I've heard people love Scar from Lion King.
They thought like Scar was hot.
Yeah, well,
I mean, he was a
Mysterious.
bad boy.
Yeah,
He was the original anti-hero. He was the Tony Soprano of cartoon lions.
I don't know if that's answer.
Chad asked matzo ball soup thoughts. I feel like we haven't done any matzo ball soup talk on this podcast.
I've only had it once in my life.
Only had it once. If good matzo ball soup is like possibly the best soup you can have. It is with just the. Although I've only had like really high end, fucking homemade the good shit. If you are sick, next time you're sick, you'll probably reach for the chicken soup. It's what I always did.
I don't get sick.
That's right. Your body is a computer chip.
Yep.
The
I thought you were going to
tiniest
say
bit-
Wonderland.
Yeah, it's also a wonderland. But yeah, good matzo ball soup. Fuck yeah, it is amazing.
What you know about pasta visual? Olive Garden pasta visual, that shit goes crazy. Back
I don't know about it.
Back on Olive Garden.
Yeah, like and all roads lead to Olive Garden.
I'm an Olive Garden fiend. I do love that place. They're releasing a pasta pass today. I don't know if you saw that. I think it was like $100. You get unlimited pasta for like 6 weeks or something like that.
Movie
Great.
pass for pasta.
Yeah, literally.
I've never been to Olive Garden.
Oh, that's right. That's a
I mean,
fun
as a proud
fact.
Italian, that is
Yeah,
probably the way
well,
it should be. But
Yeah, it was like my mom's one rule was like, you can't go to Olive Garden. So I think
Olive
in
Garden's
honor of my
Domino's, man.
mom's legacy, I will die without having stepped foot inside an Olive Garden.
I will say shout out John Butchergross. Olive Garden chicken parm, outstanding.
listen, Olive Garden is like it's. I say it all the time about chain restaurants. You're not going to get the best pasta. You're not going to McDonald's to get a cheeseburger. You're not going to Domino's to get pizza. You're going to Domino's to get Domino's, McDonald's to get McDonald's. You're going to Olive Garden to get breadstick, like Olive Garden breadsticks.
I get it. I also understand
respect-
where the Italians would draw the line.
100%. They got massive snap and dry pasta energy, even if they don't actually do that when they make their pasta. I completely understand it.
Sean, you were not there. You were on assignment during our Patreon episode, but we discussed some shit that we were watching, reading, whatever. I'm reading a book called Drive Through Dreams, A Journey Through the Heart of America's Fast Food Kingdom. And it's a
Talking my
bunch.
language.
It's just like all fast food shit. I filled in Pete on a bunch of Colonel Sanders lore that I have been, the little like Colonel Sanders elevator pitch I've been giving to people. I've been doing that I gave to you, been given to everybody. I tried to give it to my sister yesterday, and I was like, let me tell you about Colonel Sanders. And she was like, let me guess, racist. And I was like,
I mean, fair
probably,
guess. Fair
but
guess.
the book didn't cover
They
this.
Colonel Sanders, and he made fried chicken in the South.
That's
What do you
exactly
think
what
his
she was
get down
like.
was?
She was like, when was he born? In like 1900 or something? And
Look at the way that man dresses.
yeah. And I was like,
Dresses
oh,
like Leo from Django.
yeah, it's not. This book is not as much about like exposing like the bad tweets of fast food as much
Colonel
as
Sanders,
it is.
the dark side.
No, but they're I'll I'll fill you in later, and Patreon folks can get it.
Can I do a quick little elevator pitch?
Yeah.
Sean, do you remember that story of the guy who used to keep going to the Waffle House and fighting the chef? So that was basically Colonel Sanders.
With all of his jobs.
He would just fight everyone.
Yes, I might be in on this guy.
I'll just fucking give it to you now. So he was a great salesman. Everyone agreed that he was like this really good salesman. He would keep getting jobs and then get fired because he'd get in fistfights with people. And then at one point, one of his many jobs was he opened a service station and he caught a rival gas station owner painting over a sign that said like, hey, like this way to the Sanders service station. So Colonel Sanders, not yet Colonel, I think we were just calling him Harlan at that point.
Private Sanders?
Yes, Mr. Sanders went to confront this guy with like two of his, I think it was Shell associates.
His lieutenants?
You will never believe what happened when Colonel Sanders, of getting jobs, getting in fights, and getting fired for getting in fights, fame. Guess what happened when he confronted this gas station owner?
I don't hope anybody died, but I could
bad.
totally see this going to him killing somebody, and that's. I think we're far enough removed from the event for me to say that's fucking hilarious.
Colonel Sanders and this rival gas station owner got in a shootout, and the other gas station owner murdered one of Colonel Sanders' associates.
Oh no, I thought the bad guy lost, which I guess probably is Colonel Sanders in reality.
Because
he went to prison
for the rest of his life for murder.
Colonel Sanders, that's a businessman.
Colonel Sanders kept having to start from zero because he'd either get fired or he'd get in a gunfight or whatever things would happen.
Accessory to murder.
And one of his jobs was, or one of the things he did was he opened a like roadside kitchen, and he used I think it was a pressure cooker to make his chicken, which people weren't doing back then. It was kind of like a Depression era device or whatever. And he also had this cool spice blend, and people really liked his chicken. And then they changed the highways in Kentucky, so no one was going to drive by that restaurant anymore. He kept getting
fucked.
fucked.
Plot of Cars.
What's that?
That's the plot of Cars.
Yeah, he kept getting fucked at every turn, or just whether it was his own doing or whatever, just kept having to restart and restart. He didn't start franchising Kentucky Fried Chicken until he was 64 years old. He didn't make any real money until he was 64 years old. And then when he was 73, he sold Kentucky Fried Chicken for $2 million. And then from age 73 until he died, that man talked constant shit about Kentucky Fried Chicken to the point where Kentucky Fried Chicken was like, dude, we're gonna fucking sue you. Stop saying that the gravy is wallpaper paste and everything, because they stopped doing things exactly the way Colonel Sanders was doing it. So anyway, Colonel Sanders, interesting guy. Other thing I'm gonna tell you about this book, and this is where I can tell that someone's listening to this show despite being banned. I'm listening to the audiobook in the car, and at the beginning of this chapter, dude's like, like in 1980, Chrysler was just like any other vehicle manufacturer. And I was like, this is going to be a chapter about cup holders. Fucking give it to me. And it was. And it was about how in like the late 80s and early 90s, Chrysler was like a car for cups, cup holders. This chapter was the longest one of the book. And the audio chapter was 29 minutes long.
Jesus Christ.
And about 22 minutes into it, a passenger who is banned said, "Fast food talk on my cup holder podcast."
Nice.
It was, but it was the most fascinating fucking shit. I want a whole book about how fast food made cup holders have to be in cars, and how bad some of those early cup holders were.
I mean, cup holders there are still bad cup holders.
Yeah, they're still working on it.
So this I was gonna say that this I love that
like
kind
the
of
Dundons.
well, no, famously they don't get to hold that shit. They just get their name on it. That reminds me, like I love weird shit like that and how these weird like. So did you know that Pepsi owns like KFC now? KFC and Pizza Hut, I believe. It's the Yum company, and the only reason they own that company is because Pepsi sales were so bad, and they learned that it was easier to get. It was easier rather than getting people to buy Pepsi. They bought restaurants, put Pepsi in those restaurants, and basically trick people into drinking Pepsi.
That's
why
so
Pepsi's
sad.
Hostile
Yes.
takeover by Pepsi.
Yeah. I love that shit. I love that kind of weird business, like how we end up in places like that. Because it's like fucking either way, people are drinking soda. It's not like I feel bad for Coca-Cola. They bought a whole fast food conglomerate just so people would drink their shitty cola.
And they still get disappointed when they show up at these restaurants and find out they're not Coke restaurants.
Yep.
That's like a band buying a gym to force people to listen to their music.
It's like a musician's
Don't get
father
any
buying a
fucking
music
ideas
label.
to Imagine Dragons or some shit. Jelly Roll, well, yeah, Jelly Roll is going to buy Planet Fitness so that people have to listen to Jelly Roll songs.
Sean, you got the Jelly Roll NHL 27 cover we made?
I do.
Check this shit out, fam. Got a bunch of, oh yeah. We can just run through all of them. Yeah, we got the divorce edition of NHL 27. That's got.
Well, that could also be the Jelly Roll edition.
I mean, that Erling Haaland one goes quite crazy. I would buy that.
I think that if the NHL knew what Erling Haaland was going to become during the World Cup,
They would have done it.
They would have done it.
Yeah. Any others, Sean? All right. That's top cheese. Then you got the baseball edition. I'm liking that. I'm liking the John Cooper one. Yeah, shout out.
That's
that
such
was
a good Cooper face.
He's the GOAT. That was intern Evan's idea. He made a Dick Ring one, and we were like, we can't just do a Dick Ring cover. We'll mix it in. We'll blend it in with some other ones. And there's the, that Uri one.
Somebody asked,
These are all good.
What about the Dundon edition? Yeah, we didn't make that one. I did see it going around. Very funny.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to the moment you've been waiting for. Let's fill you in on some of these hometown remix jerseys, beginning with an update on the Edmonton Oilers hometown remix. Sean, I'll describe some of these, and then if you're cool with it, I'll call for some drawings I've made, because I have drawn some of these. I've seen a bunch of these, and I cannot show what I have seen, but I can take this brain of mine and try to recreate it, which I think teams shouldn't get too mad, because they'll be like, that's not exactly what it looks like. Or they'll be mad.
Plus, I'm only saying this because you said it earlier. They're not necessarily the best, most accurate drawings. And I know you kind of said this derogatorily, like with the Red Wings one. But if you have shitty drawings, that means people can only be pleasantly surprised by what they actually look like.
True.
Exactly. And I will say all of these, let me think. Some of the drawings look pretty cool. Like, I think the Wild drawing I did was pretty sick, but I can say all of the jerseys I've seen look better than the drawings that I'm about to show you. Okay, let's begin. I'll update you on the Oilers jersey. We've talked about that either on the Patreon or here somewhere. We've talked about the Oilers hometown remix a bit over the months, and now it's been back in the news. So here's what we got. It's a black jersey. I've described it as a Team North America vibe. If you remember the Team North America jersey from the 2016 World Cup of Hockey, it's black and orange with gray accents. It features the Oilers crest in black, orange, and gray. One of the shoulders, I believe, is the Oil Country patch from the cream jersey that we affectionately call the gross jersey. The lettering appears to be the same lettering and numbers as on the cream jersey that we call the gross jersey. So you can kind of fill in some of the gaps with your brain. Here is how does this sound to you?
Like shit.
So far. Okay. I will say before we show it, I think this jersey is good. Is it?
Well, that
an
tells me that it's
Oilers
shit.
Jersey thing? Does it feel like it belongs? No, not really. But I think like someone who doesn't care about hockey might see that and be like, oh, well, what's that? That's kind of cool.
I mean,
I will say
just based off of
I
what
do
we
feel
know. Sorry, Sean. Just based off of what we
No, go
know
ahead, Pete.
in DJ's taste in jerseys, him saying it's good makes me immediately arrive in the opposite camp.
Well, him saying that it's a dark color with bright highlights suggests to me that it is an incredibly DJ Bean jersey and that it is also bad. But
I don't know
I will
if
say
it's
one of
like
my big criticisms.
I don't know if it's necessarily like bright highlights. I don't think the orange is going to be the same orange as in the navy alternates from a few years ago. I think it's going to be a little more stealth feeling to me.
Fair. I guess either way, my big problem with the gross jersey is that I didn't feel like the name, like the font, matched with the rest of it. Mm-hmm. I feel like it matches much better with something like this. So that I will give it is that like I do in a vacuum like that font number template, so it should look good. Should look better here than it does there.
Okay, here's my drawing of what this jersey looks like. How we feel? I couldn't draw the Oilers logo too well, so I did some tracing and stuff.
Honestly, pretty good. Pretty good job. The jersey, not pretty good. Not interested.
Sean?
I'm interested in kind of what their I can't this is prime explainer graphic and like potential for me because I can see them kind of being like leaning into our history as leaning into the oil rigging, the oil workers, blah blah blah. It's oil black with like construction reflective blah 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 orange, leaning into our history as an oil blah blah blah. That's the only way this makes any sense to me. If they're just doing it because they think this shit looks sick, it's a bad jersey.
Is it like copper rather than
That's the thing. I'm not confident enough in what the actual shade of the orange will be. So I chose like a kind of I chose an inoffensive orange.
Okay, because like the navy and copper Oilers jerseys just sucked. Those sucked. So much worse than their royal and orange. So moving away from that and getting closer to copper and navy, bad decision.
Let's move on to the Red Wings hometown remix. This is a red jersey that features the Red Wings, from what I've seen. Okay, so this is all what we're hearing, what we're seeing, blah, blah, blah. Red jersey that features the Red Wings logo with a Hockey Town lettering that goes across the chest. To my knowledge, no extra colors or shenanigans.
Sounds like Red Wings.
I like this jersey. Take that with whatever amount of salt you need. I will say that when you see my drawing of it, I wrote Hockey Town, so the lettering is more of like a classic, like think like maybe like a Red Wings nameplate kind of lettering than what you're about to see. Sean, hit it. How we feel?
It's
I like it.
boring.
I like it.
It is,
boring.
but it's a Detroit Red Wings jersey.
Right. It includes the best part of a Detroit Red Wings jersey, which is the logo. It also includes a very, very, very cool and iconic part of Red Wings lore, which is Hockey Town. I don't hate it. Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is that like I feel like the Detroit's are in a situation they're never gonna put out a good jersey. That's not the jersey they have. So really, you're trying to put out an inoffensive jersey or a bad jersey, and this lands in the inoffensive camp. I like the Hockey Town thing.
This is going to be an interesting one because I think I've shown this to Pete and Pete didn't like it, but the more time I've had with it, I like it. I'm talking about the Minnesota Wild hometown remix jersey. This is a black and green jersey, to my knowledge, etc., whatever, what we're hearing, with white accents. The stripes are green and white, and I believe the shoulder is the like italicized M logo, and the crest is a is a Wild logo in black, green, white, etc. Sean, have you seen my drawing?
I have not.
How does this sound to you?
Dallas Starsy, and not in a good way. I'm hearing black and green and white. It just sounds like the Dallas Stars and all the bad parts of the Dallas Stars.
I think this is a good looking jersey. Sean, hit us with the drawing.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of right. That looks like Dallas Stars reverse retro.
I mean, is this Minnesota getting revenge on Dallas for taking their team?
For stealing their team?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're going to wear North Star jerseys? Well, look at us. We're wearing Dallas Stars jerseys now. Yeah, that
Yeah, it will be confusing. You are right. It will be confusing. Also, I absolutely destroyed the crest.
Incredible.
Took me like,
Incredible
Yeah.
job.
Oh, you're saying destroyed endearing, because I agree.
Endearing.
Yeah, like I thought you were giving yourself shit. That's a fucking great job.
You know my stance. There's so many black alternate jerseys and black jerseys in the NHL. It does not make any sense to me why the Minnesota Wild need a black jersey.
Agreed wholeheartedly. Need some purple, man. If you
Yeah.
lean into
Prince.
the fucking not Prince, and you do like the Northern Stars kind of vibe, like man.
I like it.
That sucks. That jersey sucks. That might be the worst one you've shown, I think.
Oh, really?
I think I like the Oilers one better.
It doesn't look bad, but it's just like
Yeah.
I have like a moral objection to it.
Same. And it's also like boring franchise does boring thing again. Like you're just getting out of the we think you're boring as shit, and now you're going to do the most boring possible thing.
Okay. Well, if you want exciting, the next two, I can show you the drawing of one of these, and I can only describe the other one. Let's start with the Kings Hometown Remix. This is a purple jersey, what do they call the color? The victory,
Forum blue.
Forum blue, yes, a forum blue. It's a purple jersey with a somewhat inverted current logo on the crest, gold accents, stripes of black, white, and gold. I believe the letters and numbers are the same as from the third jersey that they debuted last year. I think this is a freaking sick, amazing, awesome jersey. How does that sound to you, Sean?
I mean, I'm starting to land in Pete's camp where it's like I'm having enough of. We don't need more. You said the jersey's black?
No, it's purple.
It is. Okay, it is the forum purple. Wait. You said. What did you just say? You said it's what?
Purple, forum blue, whatever you want to call it.
For a second, I thought you just said gold. And I was like, whoa, I completely missed that.
It's purple, black, and gold.
It's got potential. I don't know. That's you sounded like kind of like when the Lakers came out with their black jerseys that really sucked. I know you just said it's not black, but
It's from what I've seen, it does have shades of the Lakers, like was it like Showtime, whatever
I know
whatever they
what you're
called,
talking about. Yeah, I know
like
what you're
those
talking
black like
Those
Hollywood
black and
Nights
purple
or
ones.
whatever they
Yeah.
were called. It does sort of remind me of those.
I
right?
mean,
Like,
chat's
think
very
they
excited
called
about the
Hollywood
purple.
Nights.
Yeah, it's something like that. I know what they're talking about. I will allow myself to be hopeful because it is purple forward, which is exciting. But I don't know. I think you probably could. It's just like the best forum blue jersey that they had didn't have any black. They were blue and gold or purple and gold. So you adding black to that, I think has a potential to kind of dilute / ruin what is otherwise a cool gold and purple combo.
I have drawn what my understanding and feeling this jersey is, could be, whatever, etc. I'll also say, by the way, as far as like how much are we believing all this and everything, same place that same sources that told me about the Panthers jersey, that when the Panthers jersey leaked, it was exactly what had been described and shown to me. and same with the Islanders jersey. So I feel good about the sources on these things. Here's my drawing of the Kings jersey. Like,
nice. Welcome to the NHL, Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, right.
Ooh,
yeah,
That is a Baltimore Ravens jersey.
It does have elements of the Hollywood Knights, but it is closer in spirit to a Baltimore Ravens purple jersey. Yes, I think that's cool as hell. I like it a lot.
I'll have to really see it. Not bad. I think. Again, I think it'd probably just be better without black.
Yo, people hate this. The chat is pissed at this jersey.
I think that once you see it, like in action and in reality, it's gonna sell a lot of people. I like that jersey a lot.
Yeah, I could.
That's got
hashtag blame the drums.
I need to see it. That's a big one.
Anything that you don't like, consider that this is the renderings of a sick person.
And consider that that jersey is going to look so much better relative to a bunch of the other hometown remix jerseys.
Yeah, we haven't seen Cody Ceci in it yet.
Yes. Okay. Now, I do not have permission to share any renderings or drawings or whatever I come up with for the San Jose Sharks hometown remix jersey. But I can tell you what I've heard and what I have seen. And I will say confidently that at least one of you two will fucking hate that jersey. And, or I'll say one of us will hate this jersey and it won't be me. It is a ridiculous jersey that I fucking love. Starting with, it being a teal jersey, like a light teal jersey that has a lighter teal version of this SJ logo. Sean, if you could show that logo, you know that I forget where that's been, but
it's on the shoulder patches
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
I think they're using that as the like main logo on that jersey, but the teal that it has there, think lighter. Okay. And this has a very heavy shark mouth aesthetic. You heard that right, Sean.
Okay, hold on.
There's a very heavy shark mouth aesthetic that really takes over the sleeves, shall we say.
Oh, you have my attention.
If you like a jersey with gums on it, you will especially like this jersey because I strongly believe this jersey features gums.
He showed it to me. I've seen it, and my first reaction was, it is the first jersey in NHL history with significant potential for gingivitis.
It has gums. There's gums.
So much gums.
Okay, this has been an emotional roller coaster. Pink gums?
Yeah. What kind of?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. They don't have gingivitis yet. Like, they are healthy gums for now.
Man, okay. That's because I wasn't sure if you meant more of like if it was stylized and it wasn't necessarily, but like because pink is definitely a. Man, this is big. I got to see these because I like funky sleeves. Some of my favorite jerseys ever are those lightning jerseys with the lightning bolts on them. Like, I think that shit's sick, and I wish more teams would do something other than just stripes. I don't know how I feel about it being gummy.
I will say you do need to see it, and you will just not be prepared, regardless of however well DJ outlines the elements of this jersey. You're just not prepared for what your eyes see until they see it. It's fucking ridiculous.
Sean, I have texted you. I did draw this jersey, but I am not at liberty to show. And I've shown you what I've drawn.
I'm in. That fucking rocks.
So are you? So
are you kidding me?
You'll lean. You're gonna have fun with it no matter what. But
I will say, like, it is so ridiculous that it is fun, and I feel like that's what these things should be because they're kind of these one-offs or two-offs or whatever they are. I'd rather see a team do something absolutely ridiculous like this versus the Minnesota Wild, who just play it so boring and nonsensically.
okay,
Listen, I mean, that jersey is going to go crazy amongst its fan base.
Yeah, it's going to go platinum
for a number of reasons. The worst part of it's the crest, in my opinion. I don't have no time for that.
Yeah, I don't care
really,
about
but
that.
The sleeves make up for it.
So I don't know why there is. I don't know why there is hesitance to share more about this jersey, and I don't know if it's like a lack of like, hey, like if that's not the final thing or whatever, or like waiting for other people to report more things on it before more information can be put out there. But all I know is I am praying that that like what I've drawn and sent to you, Sean, is exactly what it ends up being.
Yeah.
Like I need the gums. They can change everything else about it. They can change the color, whatever. Like the idea of gums and teeth on a jersey is so good. And I know what you're thinking.
Nah,
there's already gums and teeth on like the main logo. Please, that is child's play compared to this type
Now
of
with
shit.
400% more gum.
Well,
This
and-
is like the
No, but
jersey
there
is
is
made
no
of gums
gums.
and teeth.
No, there's no gums on this one. It's only teeth. Like on this logo is only teeth. and
Oh,
gums.
right.
So they had a gum quota to fill, and they're filling it. I am so deeply. I'm interested to see what they do, kind of like texture wise on the different kind of layers they have, because I know like the Sharks jerseys, like the black ones had kind of like the wave texture and the thing. So I might be able to get a little fun with that. Someone mentioned it. Introducing some blood on the teeth could potentially be. I don't know. You might have too much going on there, but
too
could be a
violent.
potential. Yeah, too violent. Could be a potential cool detail, but yeah, the logo is the only like that jersey would go crazy as a blink with no logos on it, because the logos might be the only thing that ruin it for me.
I'm trying to think of players that I want for jerseys like this.
Oh, fuck,
Like-
that's Macklin Celebrini all day. I don't give a shit.
I
mean, that'd be
get
cool,
Kiefer
Misa.
Sherwood.
Oh, yeah.
Kiefer Sherwood, the most serious player in the most unserious jersey in the history of the NHL. Absolutely.
Mason Marshman.
I feel like there's a pretty obvious choice for you, DJ.
Darnell Nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the
Nurse
Nurse
would
collection.
go. Nurse would.
Oops, all ridiculous Darnell Nurse
Yeah, I was
jerseys.
gonna say you can only have ridiculous jerseys too. Like it can't be. You can't have a Darnell Nurse home.
Who do you think? Who do you think I should get on the Oilers hometown remix? Because I've got a leader in the clubhouse.
Also, Darnell Nurse.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt Savoy feels like it would make sense.
See,
Hi, coward.
either of those would be good, but I Coward is a good choice. Savoy, I think, has already graduated to primary jersey.
Tristan Jarry.
Charlie.
No. What about
Devin
Nuge?
Levi? No.
Nuge is
Nuge
just
doesn't
good on a
deserve that.
jersey. 93
I mean,
and
I
a
agree.
long ass name is so good on a jersey.
I agree, but also
Maybe Leon.
that feels disrespectful to a franchise legend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We got the All-Star game.
Mike Babcock.
Yes,
I mean,
Babcock.
Evan Bouchard would be an awesome one because Evan Bouchard, just like ridiculous player.
That's an
ridiculous
unserious jersey,
Yeah.
unserious player. Again, yeah. I need a blue Bouchard and I need a blue Savoy for the old collection. But All-Star game, NHL putting out a graphic February 5th and 6th, 2027. Long Island. The Honda All-Star Weekend will take place, hosted by your New York Islanders at UBS Arena. I feel like the All-Star game comes back for the NHL and everyone's like, give us that international shit.
Yeah, we've been spoiled the past couple of years, not really having the All-Star game around, and I don't know. I think that the format changes will be the most exciting part of it. Like, I'm big in on the skills competition now that it's just kind of separated.
The All-Star Game's like NHL. If you give me that shit every 4 years, I'll be plenty happy with it.
Big
I
time,
just don't need it every year.
Yeah, big time.
Sean, can we do a little behavior grade PLL edition?
For sure.
Okay. My California Redwoods were in action, and a video came out, I think it was this weekend, of a fan was dogging a Redwoods player as the players were taking the pitch, as we say in lacrosse. And I have fucked this hat so badly.
Yeah, what did you do?
I don't know. I have someone I could blame,
why
but
did
I'm
you
not.
Why'd you bend it up?
tilt up the brim?
I did not. Somebody fucking else did when they put it in a
We've arrived to the weekly segment, not PLL. It's blaming Julia for shit that goes wrong.
Absolutely. There's no way this is my fault. Anyway, a fan was heckling a Redwoods player. The Redwoods player got him good. Sean, hit me.
0 points ahead! 0 points! Your ass! No friends in town! No friends in town! Oh! Fuck you, dude! Assault! Assault! I'm suing his ass!
All right. Behavior grade across the board.
A plus for everybody involved. That's the perfect level of the shit talking wasn't too personal. That's the appropriate level of response. You're not hitting him. You're just knocking his beer out of his hand. And then threatening to sue him. Fucking, I love everybody. I'm suing his ass is a great line.
I feel like that's very lacrosse coded. With all due respect, I feel like the like my dad's gonna sue you has to happen more in lacrosse than in any other sport.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's pretty rich coming from hockey guys, but I feel you.
At first I didn't love the behavior from the fan, but I don't think anyone felt like I saw someone comment. They were like, "Oh, like I was right near this guy." They didn't comment, "I was right near this guy. He wouldn't shut the fuck up. He was so annoying." I think it was like probably just during introductions. They're like, "All right, let's razz him." That ain't my team.
I believe they were coming back for the second half because you said 0 points in the first half or something like that. Which is like that's a completely like that's the kind of shit you sign up for as a pro athlete, is to get made fun of for your performance. It's not like he said anything about his family or anything. He said, "Hey, I'm here to watch this game. You've sucked tonight."
Do you think that it's better or worse that the Redwoods player didn't say anything? Didn't even seem to give him a look. Just walked by and was like, "No beer for you,
actions
bitch."
speak louder than words.
Yeah, and he wasn't talking to that player. That player was sticking up for his teammate, which is what I like about it. It's I think every
Can't
ounce
spell
of this.
lacrosse without C. It's a leader.
Can't spell lacrosse without an L, which stands for leader on Colorado Buffaloes jerseys, because that makes complete sense. It doesn't look weird at all, Deion Sanders. But yeah, I'm completely on board with this.
Sean, I got a little bit of an update for you. Our friends at the PLL sent over a bonus gift, and I think this is your boy. I think.
Oh, that's Joey Spallina. Yeah,
It sure is.
That's fucking wow. Yeah, fucking right.
They sent this for you. So
hell yeah! Shout out to PLL, man. Joey Spallina's a dog.
I got a
Syracuse
whole
legend.
bunch of stuff that I got to send you from the PLL. So
Hell yeah!
check
Talking
that
my language.
mailbox. Happy birthday.
Hell yeah! Thank you, PLL. Also, I can't believe we haven't mentioned the fact that Matthew Poitras's brother plays in the PLL.
I know.
Wait, really? I didn't even know that.
I mean,
Yeah.
we barely mentioned that Matty
yeah.
Poitras plays in the NHL. So
I was going to
he
say,
does.
but you
Yeah.
know, one of my favorite things to do with indoor lacrosse is bring up how John Tavares isn't even the most successful John Tavares in professional sports within his own family, because famously Buffalo Bandits legendary player and coach of the back-to-back National Lacrosse League champions, exists. And I kind of like the idea that Matthew Poitras is also not the most successful Poitras in professional sports.
I wish he was.
I'm sure you do. I kind of like it this way.
Bruins could really use a center. That's all I'm saying.
We don't have a slate grade for tonight. Or actually, we do. Yeah, we've got England and Argentina in the semifinal. And oh my God, if I didn't have service when I was watching Norway, England anyway, so I wouldn't have been able to text you if I wanted to. But I was watching with my nephew, who is big time Norway down, and it's like fucking Pete is so happy right now. Him and all of his England cheering on
Don't even
buddies.
start on that bullshit.
Everything
Fellow
coming up,
Red
Pete.
Coats.
Holland
Fellow Red
down
Coats.
first and
Crown
foremost,
Cup loser.
and that was some absolute bullshit. Pissed me right off.
Yes, piss me off.
Pissed
yes.
me right off. You take out Erling Haaland with like 25 minutes to go in a game where you need one goal, or
I thought you were talking
home.
about the goal being overturned.
Well, that also pissed me right off.
Yeah.
But
He did that shit, but
then yeah, right. Yeah,
pissed
free
me
my
off.
man. He absolutely did that shit, but free my man. It pissed me off. Like, why are you taking out the best, most dominant goal scorer in the tournament when you need one goal?
because he hit 60 million.
Fucking crazy.
You see that?
Yeah.
He hit 60 mil.
He also got that raccoon, that whiskey raccoon.
Oh, that shit's real good. Yeah, all of his taxidermy.
He spent
He's such a fascinating
$10,000 at Wild Bill's. That's unreal.
Fucking light work.
We're Argentina down.
Well, I was going to ask
Yeah?
because I feel like these are the two most hated teams of the tournament.
Argentina is not necessarily hot in the streets right now, but Messi redeems. Messi redeems them for me. So I'm definitely rooting for. I'll just never ever be able to root for an English national team. It'll never happen. I can't imagine. I don't think literally there's not a country on the planet that they'd be playing against in any sport where I'd be like, I'm rooting for England. I can't think of a single one.
I feel like it'd be funny if England won this game and then lost in the final.
Well,
that would be like,
I definitely have a Maple Leafs energy with them, where it's like the closer they get, the harder they fall. So if you guarantee me they'll lose in the final, then absolutely beat Argentina. Although the Spaniards kind of bore the fuck out of me, I'm really sad that Project Mbappe is dead for this World Cup run. Yeah, I can't. I get that Argentina sucks too. They got their. I have liked all of the pictures of like Europe being like 7 of 8 semifinal teams are in this picture, and then people being like, well, really 8 of 8 teams are in this picture if you know your history. So Argentina is not necessarily great, but they're not the English.
Is your nephew Devin into the World Cup?
not really.
Both of my nephews are. I had no idea. They are like crazily into the World Cup. Like know way more about it than me. Know all the groups, know all the players on like all the fucking teams. They got books about it. Shit's crazy. 6 years
Meanwhile,
old.
this guy's
7 years
reading
old?
about Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, and I'm like, what do you know about Colonel Sanders' boy getting shot by a rival gas station owner? This was like years before cup holders were in cars, I can assure you. We do have a slate for September 29th because the opening games of the NHL season have been put out. And on Tuesday, September 29th, we're saving time. We're not going to have to do this on the 29th.
Oh,
we got more time
time's
to
hot
fuck
in the
around.
streets. Time's hot in the streets, by the way. I don't know if you saw the news. The House overwhelmingly passed to stick to daylight savings time. It has to pass the Senate.
Oh.
But we might be having really long, dark mornings come next winter.
You were saying we saving us time? Why?
Yeah, because on September 29th, we won't have to do this slate. We'll say we already did it.
Okay, all right. I mean, this is, I tweeted this, but this is very much the horse drawing meme where it starts out amazing, it gets a little shittier, and then it gets way shittier. Like, you got the Chicago Blackhawks, sans Connor Bedard, on opening night, just primed to get their asses kicked by the Vegas Golden Knights at 10:30 p.m.
It's a Laurent Brossois bowl,
I guess.
believe.
The big
Had
part
to have
about
been
this,
announced
too.
before the Bedard injury, right?
What's up? Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
And
Had
it's
to have
also
chosen before the
Chicago.
Bedard
So,
injury.
like, ESPN just wants the market.
But man, not that I feel bad for Gary, but Gary probably was like, God fucking damn it. God damn it. You ruined the whole thing.
We got to ask the question, the number one big question that comes out of this slate: why the hell are you having the reigning Stanley Cup champions raise their banner in local time rush hour 5 p.m., the Carolina Hurricanes are going to be playing a game. And that's crazy to me. Absolutely insane.
Yeah. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Give
It's
them a standalone night.
It is a straight up bad slate. Panthers, Hurricanes at 5 p.m. Eastern. Rangers, Bruins at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's a Will Borgen revenge game. Don't get it twisted. And then at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, close it on ESPN. I can't decide whether it's a Laurent Brossoit Bowl because I don't think that he played for the I don't think he actually ever played a game for the Blackhawks. Remember, they just had him, and then they were like, he's ready. And the rest of the league was like, cool. They were like, let the bidding commence. And the rest of the league was like, cool. I don't think he actually played a game for.
He did not.
But someone did play for both of those teams. We are sure. Let's get to, it's an A-, by the way. Let's get to some super chats.
Let us do it.
All right. From Patricia PM8SW. Happy birthday, Sean. Happy birthday, Sean. You look like number one bullcrap.
Mickey Ferg.
You look like number one bullcrap.
Mickey Ferg, happy birthday to us, Sean. Happy birthday. Hope it's a good one. Glad to be off work and be able to spend my birthday hanging with the What Nuts live for a change.
Stop whining.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Does that count as does that classify as, hey, I didn't know we were birthday twins?
Yeah.
Tells people that it's your birthday?
Yeah, just calling to wish you a happy birthday.
It's not my birthday. Oh, I thought we had the same
Thought we
birthday.
had the same birthday.
Happy birthday, Mickey. The David Carlson. Happy birthdays, my forever B-Day, bro. Sean. Happy birthday, David Carlson. Rex Factor, Sean, how you feel about everybody just jumping in and being like, no, it's my birthday, not Sean's birthday.
Well, David, like me, his birthday's every day.
Rex Factor 27. If NHL 2K didn't bow out to feed the NBA 2K machine, we'd at least have one decent NHL game on all platforms. Yeah, I do wish that the NHL was still in the 2K, or I wish 2K was still in the NHL game. All text. The popularity and accessibility of the sport can reflect its video game counterpart. If hockey was more accessible, then we might get better games. I think EA needs to throw more money to the NHL department's way.
I think it works in a roundabout way because it's like they're definitely not investing as much in that game as they're investing in games for the other sports.
Big
clearly.
time. Yeah. Jose on the air, trying to be a jack of all trade with part arcade, part sim gameplay made it a master of none. Sports video games should also skip annual releases and go to live service with seasonal updates to rosters. Agree with all of that.
Yes.
Big time. Syrup, not maple. Me, Handshake Sean, working on our birthday. Happy birthday, fellow 28-year-old. Sean, I don't think that you've gotten a single birthday wish. So actually, not true. The first one was. All of the other ones have been, it is also my birthday. Luxury, happy birthday, Syrup, not maple. Luxury Trash says, leaving for Spain for 2 weeks and a few hours. And it's also my birthday. No, I'm just kidding. I will miss you cute freaks while I'm gone. See y'all what nuts in August. Go Islanders. Vamos España. Long live and prosper, etc., etc. Bonjour, bye. Have fun in Spain.
We got to have Max Van Oot on, by the way. I feel like summer is just like begging for Max time.
Yeah.
I'll take another show off.
Yeah, we've for summer episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've got the thing with like getting guests for summer episodes though is we talked about this the other day. Like giving us nothing to do is so much of the good stuff, derogatory, endearing, whatever. Like the summer episodes truly feel like summer episodes when we don't have shit to do, and getting guests is like a bit of a cop out.
Yeah, it's like
We don't want to like make the show good.
it's like eating a lot before recess.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too full.
Right.
I just want to run around and feel good in my body.
Yeah.
Ryan S., at least they didn't put a freak on the cup.
When you were talking about lifting the cinder block thing, I was like, well, they could easily program a freak to just like bang out what are they called? Blue collar presses.
That's
do
right.
more of them than.
Then the freak would have earned it more than the Dundons.
Seriously. All text, when the Trailblazers win it again, have the Trailblazers ever won the Stanley Cup?
They definitely have not won.
Definitely not the Stanley Cup. Well,
Exactly.
I mean, I have a sign behind me that suggests that anything is possible.
Yes,
That is true. Have the Trailblazers won an NBA title?
I want to say they may have in like the 80s or 90s or something like that. Maybe
I
not,
do
but
have an
might be able to make
update,
it
by
that.
the way, from Jazz, who notes that the Blackhawks and Golden Knights on September 29th is famously a Marc-Andre Fleury Bowl. Or going with a Laurent Brossoit Bowl.
The Portland Trailblazers. Never mind. The Portland Trailblazers, 1997 NBA champions. For a second, I read too fast, and I thought it suggested that they had beaten the Buffalo Braves, which would have just been awesome.
97? Like, I
Yeah,
did
Bill
not.
Walton.
If you had told me in my lifetime the Trailblazers won an NBA title, I would have been like, I believe that's a lie.
Did I say 97?
Yes.
Sorry, 77. Bill Walton, 1977.
Yeah, big
Jesus Christ, Sean.
Well,
big difference.
I did say 97, and you said, yup.
Yeah, you said confirmed.
I meant 77 because I said
Clean
Bill
your ears
Walton.
out.
You're so fucking lucky it's your birthday.
I said Bill Walton, and I mentioned the Buffalo Braves, so I think it's.
If you told me
obviously
Bill
not
Walton was
97.
still playing in 97, I'd be like, damn, those drugs were strong.
Yeah, Bill Walton was. That would not have been that surprising, I suppose.
Alltech says, when the Trailblazers win it again, do you think Tom Dundon will beg Adam Silver to let him put his entire bloodline on the Larry O'Brien trophy?
Yes.
No, but they will. His entire family will touch the trophy before any of the players do.
I feel like he might sell the Trailblazers upon finding out that you cannot put your family's names on the trophy.
Yeah, which is fair.
QQ Maker says, thank you for being my 9 a.m. morning work podcast. Just sent my resume to my dream position at the PWHL and hoping for some good energy. Happy birthday, Sean. Congratulations, good luck, and happy birthday, Sean.
Can there be a dream position at the PWHL where you are either like dream position at the PWHL would be like working for Megan Duggan, but knowing no matter what you do, people are going to be like, yeah, that's like Megan Duggan is doing all that shit. Or you work for another team and Megan Duggan just like fucking ruins your life every day with every move.
Megan Duggan hasn't won a single game in the PWHL level to this
Yeah,
point.
true.
I'm like,
Giving a lot of love for someone who hasn't earned it yet.
yeah.
Yeah, what are
Guilty.
you at Dundon?
Guilty. Yeah. It's Duggan's league, kids. I'm telling you.
Alltex, have y'all seen that video of a Red Sox fan saying 5% chance? That's fucking wrong, and then proceeds to drop more F-bombs and rants about the team and owner. I have not seen it, but that sounds very believable.
Sox are hot.
Sox are
They're
hot.
hot. Oh, I had the privilege.
They
I
have
had
not
the great-
lost. They have not lost since the Boston Celtics traded Jaylen Brown.
Hey, was Jaylen Brown the problem? Everyone was asking. I did have the great privilege of when I was at that game Sunday. Was honestly an awesome game at the end of it. Aroldis Chapman came into clothes with somebody who wasn't too familiar, wasn't up on game with Aroldis Chapman. So I got to show them a video that ruined their day.
Speaking of
Oh,
up on
God.
game,
Yeah.
we have an
Go look up
update.
Aroldis Chapman.
We have an update. You left a game off of the slate for September 29th.
Really?
Did I?
Yeah,
I thought it was a triple header.
I'm seeing
Or is that just
one,
ESPN's opening?
two. Oh, that's what you. Yeah. You saw ESPN. There's 5 games on, or maybe a million actually. Because I'm also seeing
Sportsnet has a doubleheader as well on the 29th. Yeah.
Bruins host the Rangers. The Oilers host the Canucks in a Evander Kane Bowl.
I was wondering if there was somewhere else you were going there because that's what popped into my head first.
What?
It's a Vasily Podkolzin
Kane.
Bowl.
Yeah. Wait, you were going to go. Oh, Vasily Podkolzin is the better one.
Yes.
And the Montreal Canadiens will visit the red hot Toronto Maple Leafs.
Hell
And
yeah.
then almost Matthew Nyes Bowl,
Oh,
reportedly.
Yes.
Allegedly.
allegedly in a Matthew Nyes played for at least one of these teams.
It's a real shame that game's not in Montreal because I think Gavin McKenna would have had the worst day of his life.
Oh,
yeah,
he would have
true.
had such a bad day at his job.
Canadians fans would have been so fucking turned up to ruin that kid's life. Hopefully in a way that's not too far, but would have been very, very enjoyable.
They definitely would have tried to get him arrested again. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh
far
my
be
God.
it from
The number
Canadians
of-
fans to
of,
call
like-
for the arrest of certain players, but there's precedent with Gavin McKenna.
Anti-AI, but the number of AI Gavin McKenna mugshots that you would have seen in that arena would have made Google a lot of money, would have made Gemini a lot of money.
Mike Noyes says, this gazpacho burned my lips. Of course, you cannot think about gazpacho without thinking of the classic Tim Heidecker character on I Think You Should Leave. We didn't get one. Dr. Tulski's goalies says, okay, Boston boys, what about Bertucci's?
Bertucci's is incredible.
They got those rolls, fam.
I'll tell you what, my mom said I could never go to Olive Garden. My mom loved Bertucci's.
I love
those
that.
Tuscan wings, baby, they're incredible. The rigatoni Abruzzi, oh, baby. Feed it to me. I might get Bertucci's tonight. I'm
Fuck
so
yeah.
excited.
Can I tell you?
You did tell me the other night at the movie theater I got an old fashioned at Alamo Draft House.
Yeah, old Alky here popped some booze into his body.
It was a good move. Such a
Yeah,
good
I was
move.
like, oh, fucking movies at my old fashioned podcast?
I mean, I felt like Don Draper ripping the cigarette. I mean, like this cinema, just sipping a nice little old fashioned, listening to Edward Norton deliver an incredible monologue.
Yeah, Edward Norton.
That movie was awesome.
So good. Yeah. That play was awesome. Harrison Gao says Oilers just put a pump jack on the chest and step away. Okay. Pump jack?
Oil Derek.
That's like an oil thing, I'm assuming?
Oh, I think that's probably one of the ones that you see in Texas where it's like,
Oh,
it
yeah.
goes up
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's kind of cool.
hell yeah.
Harrison Gao says Barracuda dentata. That's it's pronounced Hakuna Matata.
I don't know if that was a joke, but that's exactly where my brain went when you read that too.
What a wonderful phrase. Matt Friend or Foe, hell yeah, says cartoon hotness analysis, extended soup chat, Colonel Sanders crime spree discussion. Girl, I am loving these summer episode vibes. Thank you, Diva.
Should we start calling Gavin
Dude,
McKenna Colonel Sanders?
The Colonel
Fucking
Think of him as like the
punching people.
Colonel
Everybody.
Sanders of the NHL. He's always getting in fights and beating up people and losing his job.
Hey, you can never explain it though. Just refer to him as the Colonel Sanders. Be like,
Colonel
you
Sanders
get
of
it.
the NHL.
You know what I mean.
Fuck yeah. I love that Gavin McKenna hasn't played a game in the NHL and we're already calling him the Colonel Sanders of the National.
Oh,
Gavin McKenna is the Colonel Sanders of the National.
yo, Gavin McKenna, welcome to the National. Here is a pressure cooker and a weapon. Get to work, my guy.
Famously,
He didn't
those
need,
can
he
be
didn't
one
need
and the
weapons.
same.
That's
His weapons
Dark.
are famously right here.
Dark but true.
non-Yayo Sharks fan
Nice, you nailed it.
says, Sean, happy birthday. DJ, nice hats. And Pete, how's your chair?
Still fucking broken. We're working on it.
Yeah, that came up at the business meeting.
It did.
It was mainly,
It was
gotta do
me-
something about the chairs.
Me demanding to have a business meeting so I could get a new chair.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so wins. We're seeing a lot of, and he was like, let's get to chair talk, please. Get me a chair. Anything else? Is that
you
it,
got
Sean?
bills to pay. You got bills to pay, but
Bills to pay. Summer ups, I don't know if we necessarily do.
We do.
But all right, let's hit one. Sports Interaction, Sportsbook and Casino. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. Bet the action on every period, every shift, every shot with Canada's homegrown sportsbook. Sports Interaction, Ontario only. 19 plus, please play responsibly. And I am thinking the move will be, do we do Argentina, England?
I mean, they're gonna find a way to get Messi a goal, win or lose. So
it's,
you may as
Messi
well.
and Jude. Messi's got to score, and Jude's got to score because I have enjoyed watching the English fans saying "Hey Jude" to Jude Bellingham.
I mean, I fucking love Jude Bellingham, but
He
they're
does
not gonna
rock.
they're not gonna force Jude Bellingham to score. They will force Messi to score. Like we
I
saw
don't
what
think they
happened
have
with
to force
Neymar.
Messi to score. yes. I don't know. Part of me wants England to win this game when I think about it because, again, I want them to lose in the final.
I love Jude Bellingham so much.
Jude Bellingham does rock.
Trying to find goal scorers. Okay, here we go. An anytime Lionel Messi goal is
Fucking minus 8,000 probably.
plus 155.
Yeah, if that
Lock
means
it
a
in.
plus, I'm taking that every time. Honestly,
Easy.
Yeah.
that was my
Hitting
favorite
it.
thing in the group stages is just, and I got to remember this 4 years from now. Just find all the great players and bet on them to score multiple times in the group stages, especially if they expand that shit to 64 in 4 years, and you have fucking Messi playing the Falkland Islands or some crazy shit. Like those motherfuckers are gonna ball out.
I don't want to see 64.
No, stop! Goddamn FIFA ruins everything.
Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. From puck drop to overtime, bet with live or kickoff to extra time. Bet with live odds on every play with easy deposits and payouts. Go to sportsinteraction.com/whatchaos to open an account. Ontario only, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Great show, folks. Thanks to Max Bultman for joining us. Make sure you read him on The Athletic because he's covering the whatever is going on in Detroit. We will have a Patreon bonus episode on the Patreon. That's where you can find it. We had a very fun one last week. Discussed the film or the filmed play, The Invite. We're at some point going to get some thoughts on the Odyssey up soon, hopefully. I think we all have plans to see it very soon. Yes?
Seeing it tomorrow.
I've been very excited to see that movie.
Okay, awesome. That's where you can find us. And, if anything pops up, we'll be back. Appreciate you all. Go Argentina, I suppose. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to What Chaos here on YouTube. You will get everything, daily episodes, player interviews, and so much more. It's all here on the What Chaos YouTube. Hit subscribe.